Hi there, my name is Phixfox and welcome to something completely different. I am a big fan of the Heroes of Might and Magic series, and I have been very grateful to get to play a lot of Heroes of Might and Magic 2, a little bit of Heroes of Might and Magic 1, some Heroes of Might and Magic 3, and even some Heroes 4. Now, today we're going to be going into Heroes 5. Do you know what Heroes 5 does not have in common with those other 4 games? Yeah, Yeah, Phixfox actually has played Heroes 1, 2, 3, and 4. He had played those before he had ever played on camera. And now I'm sitting here saying to myself, I need to experience the entire rest of the series before I get myself into Olden Era, which is still coming out in Q2 of 2025. And so I'm very, very much looking forward to being able to see what the rest of the franchise has kind of fleshed out to be. I will tell you, I've got like maybe 15 minutes trying to messing around with the settings of Heroes 5, and that's all I've got. So with that being said, let's have fun, dive in, and do something completely different. If you're catching this on the YouTube later, welcome. Of course, I post these Twitch videos to there as well. If you're here on Twitch, welcome as well. So with that being said, let me dive right on in. If there's any issues, because this is a brand new game I've never played before, with sound or anything like that, please do let me know, because if you don't tell me, how am I going to know? So we're going to, I think, just kind of start getting into it this way. I think it makes sense for me to try and just go into single player, and rather than do like a campaign or something, I think I might as well just go into a custom game here. First and foremost, first impressions. I really enjoy that the battle screen here shows it looks to be some kind of infernal creature fighting some might-based, maybe a hero, maybe like a cleric type of person, maybe a paladin with his hammer. And these guys are walloping on each other, and it looks like they're having just a really good time beating the crap out of each other. Not a bad way to start. And I do see from this menu, this is just kind of the load up screen. I've got single player, multiplayer options, credits, so on and so forth. I'm just going to go into single player. I have included my name here as being Phixfox. I'm going to keep the difficulty on normal. And let's go, it looks like, let's see. Campaigns, custom game, Hall of Fame. Let's go into custom game. And it looks like there is a couple of different options here. I don't know if this is this all of the custom maps that are possible? Wait, is this all that is possible for Heroes of Might and Magic 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 maps? That's it? That's just what comes with it? That's crazy. I can't believe that, but this is kind of what I'm looking at, so I guess this is what we're gonna do. Vammy, hi Fix, hi Vammy, nice to see you there. You're playing D&D currently, okay? Hey, go have tons of fun playing D&D, and we're just gonna kind of get this figured out with Heroes 5. The Kaiser's in the chat. Heroes 5 is great. Nice to see you there. Welcome. Happy to have you here. And Vammy does say I'd recommend that you start with a campaign on this one. You think so? Okay. All right. Tell you what, I will go with that. I will go with that and just see about the campaign. And then the Kaiser says, try clicking on the multiplayer maps. Maybe more will show up. Okay, so I was just in custom game, show multiplayer maps. Oh, okay, there we go. There's a lot more. So these are the ones that are simply single player types of scenarios. Very interesting. Very interesting. And so then the multiplayer maps, there's many more. Okay, well, I'm going to look at doing that maybe in the future. Under Vammy's recommendation, I am going to go for the campaign. By the way, for you who are in the chat, how is the sound? Just as far as me being loud and it being loud, do I need to turn down the game volume is my question. It looks like there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different campaigns. And the first one, it looks like it starts off with the Queen. A king falls, a queen rises, and then the rest of these are grayed out. Something similar to maybe the way the other Heroes of Might and Magic iterations go, where you start off at one part of the campaign and then you can progress to other parts. I'm guessing that that's what's happening here. That's going to be my intention anyway. So with that being said, let's just get started here on the Queen. Mission 1. And I got to tell you, I love it when the progress bar goes from 0 to 100 in like half of a second. That's when you know that things are going to go well with this computer. The Queen. The invasion of the demons is grim news for the Griffin Empire. King Nikolai has been forced to postpone his wedding, rushing to the front lines to lead his knights into battle. Waiting expectantly in the safety of the summer palace at Whitecliff, Lady Isabella receives joyless tidings. The first scenario is definitely a tutorial. Well, that's what we're here for then. So let's see what happens. Gotta tell you, these are pretty good looking animations. We've got I think that was a hero that just cast some spells. It looks like, okay, that's like Is this like an infernal army on the right? Good guys on the left, bad guys on the right? Okay, okay. I think I'm seeing a griffin, maybe a couple of magic users. We've seen tons of magic already. And this is not me controlling any part of this. This is just like the cutscene, I suppose. Okay, the big spooky dragon lady. She is absolutely gonna rip your face off if you're not careful. Wait, do heroes interact in Heroes 5 like they do in Heroes 4? Because in Heroes 4, your troops actually participate in the battle, like your heroes participate in the battle. Am I to understand that your heroes also participate in these battles? Oh geez. Oh geez, the good guys are getting destroyed. Okay, they're happy. Is that an angel? Are we gonna resurrect our own troops? Okay, so we resurrected one guy, it looks like. That one guy is really, really, really happy that we resurrected him. Oh, but the angel is dead? Did the angel sacrifice themselves in order to kill the foes? Tell you what, one of the best things I love about playing Heroes of Might and Magic is when I know what's going on, and the fact that I know nothing about what's going on right now is actually kind of fun. Like, I kind of enjoy that I know absolutely no idea what's happening right now. Did he steal my griffin? Wasn't that my griffin? Cold ring. It's gotta be. Okay. Well, that is pretty fun. And then we got a young lady here.
You've been acting a bit oddly, Beatrice. Are you feeling well?
Me? Oh, well, I'm homesick, I suppose. Feeling edgy and bored.
It may be boring, ladies, but at least it is far from the war.
Not for long. Another messenger arrived this morning. The demons have taken Hardwick and Thornham. Either we go to war, or war comes to us.
It's always tough when there's so much story. How do you share the story most effectively?
But
Right now there's a lot of talking.
he's young and unsure of himself. He's too embarrassed to ask for help. I know he forbade us to leave.
And we shall obey him. Young or not, he is the king. You were ordered here, and I was ordered to protect you. It's quite simple.
Isabel, Godric, and Beatrice.
Shouldn't we do something?
Something tells me Isabel wants to go and fight. Like 100%.
To asking the elves and the mages for help.
It's because of racism.
The elves have been
Yeah,
slow
they don't want to
pick up
ask the
on
elves or the dwarves for help because of racism.
Mages, blasphemers led by Cyrus, a man with delusions of godhood. Besides, Nikolai hasn't forgotten that Alaron and Cyrus came back alive from the War of the Eclipse, but his own father did not.
Still, if he were here, he might command us differently.
Perhaps, if it really is that bad.
2 more towns, Godric. How bad must it be?
Godric is going to be the bumbling guy that
Please,
keeps us from
Godric,
doing what we want to
though
do.
we do not like him, take word to Archmage Cyrus. Their magic would be of great help against the demons.
And we're definitely supposed to want to be Isabel and go out and fight everybody.
Cyrus and the king's orders.
For the Empire, Godric.
Oh, for the Empire, Godric.
One king.
Any one king.
One love so dearly.
We've got to do the right thing for the wrong reasons, Godric.
And what about us? Shall we take word to the elves?
You should. You have the wisdom to negotiate with Alaron and are practiced in the art of diplomacy. As for me, I've always felt more comfortable in a camp than at court.
But we could go together.
Me? Go to Ireland? Beatrice, I'm surprised at you. At the Abbey, you were so overprotective.
You're literally dressed in armor, like you're ready to go out and fight. Don't pretend like you don't want to go out and fight.
Raise a militia.
Ah, we shall raise a militia. That is suitable to our talents.
Dangerous.
I shall be surrounded by soldiers in the heart of the Griffin Empire. Safer than anywhere else, I think.
As my queen commands.
Go quickly. You will find me somewhere between here and the battlefield. To war!
To war.
Is Godric gonna say to war now? No, just the 2 of them. Okay. So we've got Isabel, Beatrice, and we also have Godric. I don't know where the other two go, but I'm guessing that this is us as the Armored Horse Lady. So kind of excited to see what's going on there. And this is our tutorial. So let me get caught up on chat then and just see how things go there. The Kaiser says, I don't think I've ever played any campaign in Heroes 5. This is going to be our first time looking at it together. Oh, Clayman, hey there. Happy to have you here in the chat. Welcome, welcome. He says, hi, Fix. I see that you're delving into the Ubisoft's attempt at Heroes. So far, I'm liking the graphics. Like, I like that they're kind of putting together a story. I do know that the events of Heroes Might and Magic 5 do not take place in the same realm, the same land as Heroes Might and Magic 1, 2, 3, or even 4, but still, I'm excited to see kind of where this goes. And then also in Heroes 5, talking about the champions, the heroes can attack instead of casting spells, and they cannot be attacked. Okay, good to know that I'm not going to lose the scenario just because I lose Beatrice in combat. Okay, and then the Kaiser, game volume's a little low. Okay, I'll pull that up. Thank you very much for the feedback. Boreaser, hello Phixfox, hello all. Nice to have you here. Appreciate it very, very much. Steeson asking and saying the horse game number 5. Yes, Steeson, we're here for horse game number 5. And Steeson's asking that we try the Inferno campaign later on down the road. I will give it a shot. First off, we got to get there. And right now we have to fight as these people here in the tutorial. Also, Lord Shadowing, nice to have Lord Shadowing in the chat. Welcome, welcome. Here's My Magic 5 is an interesting beast. Out of all the Ubisoft releases, I prefer 7 because the story is a lot better. You know, I've heard that Heroes 5 is actually many people's favorite out of all of the entries in the Heroes of Might and Magic genre. And so I'm excited to see kind of what compels people to really enjoy Heroes 5. We're going to see. I don't know, but let's just kind of dive into it. You were given the first task. To read it, press the Scenario Information button in the top right of the Commands panel. Okay, and so I'm guessing this is my Commands panel. There's this little octagonal, maybe hexagonal grid here. First off, let me see. This looks like settings, maybe. Left-clicking on the map gives the hero a destination. To start him moving, click there once again and press the Move Hero button in the commands. We'll get there. Let me go to Sounds, Video and Audio. Let's just turn everything up 2 notches, how about? And let me know if that works or if that's better or worse. Decent does say this is a standalone expansion campaign, isn't it? I don't really know. This is base level Heroes Might and Magic 5. I've been told to play Heroes 5.5. Haven't even started, haven't even looked at that. We're just here for Heroes 5 going from here on. Owet Tom Selleck is in the chat. Hey everybody, hope you're all doing good. Owet Tom Selleck, nice to have you back. Appreciate it. We're here doing Heroes 5. And I see the first thing, I'm supposed to click here, I think. Mission objectives. We're supposed to assemble 100 peasants, 25 footmen, and Isabel must survive. So we're playing as Isabel. I wonder about these other buttons over here. I don't want to click on anything. Mission log. Kingdom overview. Oh, okay, so this is just all the text that we just could have read. We chose not to. Okay. And then below that, okay, this is our hero, Isabel the Knight. I don't know if we have a castle right now. I guess the towns is grayed out. We have resources at the bottom. Week of the Salamander. Never seen a salamander here. And inventory, skills. We'll get into that in just a little bit. This is kind of what I'm interested in, though. It looks like we have 3 footmen with 5 attack, 10 defense. I don't know how good or bad that is at the moment. 16 hit points, 4 morale. That seems like a lot when I'm used to 1 to 3 morale total. Yeah, now we got 4 morale. I don't know what anything is. And then we have a squire with 6 attack, 11 defense. So I'm guessing that they're a little bit better than the footmen and squires. Maybe level 1 and level 2 creatures. Okay. But I can click on the map. It looks like if I left click, that's just kind of what I expect from Heroes 5, where you can, or Heroes 4, where I can manage. Can I right click on stuff to see what it is? A signpost, a guide, and a warning. Sort of a deal. What else do we have up here? I'm waiting for something to, I want my little unicorn horse to turn color so that way I know that I'm heading in the right direction. Maybe I shouldn't go back. Maybe I should just go forward to the sign. Let's just go to the sign, see what's up here. Ooh, I like the way it moves. The Moon Valley. So apparently we are in the Moon Valley. Okay, good. And Steeson, yes, this is base game. This is just kind of how we're doing it. The standalone expansion is the Horse Game 5. The alternate upgrades is quite interesting. I'll look forward to doing that in the future. Looks like I can right click. Okay, so if I right click, I can actually adjust this. And I can adjust my viewpoint. Oh, that's kind of interesting. I can get a bigger view. Cool. Okay. And I can move up, and so I can move around. Oh, and I'm looking at the mini map over here. As I'm moving, it's giving me a different camera view. That is really nice. Okay, so there's a lot of control with the camera. Although I can tell you that it's going to be a little bit tough for me to figure out what's the best way of doing this moving forward. Okay, peasants. Looks like several peasants have never bothered me in my life. But I like that it says that the danger is low. So I'm just going to go and fight some peasants. The tutorial says changing the camera position will help you see the map better. For example, moving the mouse button while pressing its middle button or using the arrow keys will shift the camera horizontally. So if I do the arrow keys, gotcha. Okay. Figure that out. And let's just continue towards these peasants. I'm sure that fighting them is not going to be too tough. Your way is blocked by a unit of hostile creatures. Left-clicking on their position to set the hero's destination will make him attack the creatures. Excuse me, she is Isabel, and she is a queen. So she is, she's wanting to fight them herself. I'm guessing that this is my movement bar. So hold on. Isabel, what does that say? Isabel the Knight. Level 1, owned by Phixfox. Oh, and it just pops up some general stats. Is there a better page? At any time, you may study your hero in detail. Check their abilities, see their army and inventory. Okay, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 slots. Interesting. I do have a war machine, so I got a catapult. Of course, I'm sure used to destroy castle walls. And looks like we're level 1. Not a lot of experience. 2 morale. I wonder how morale works in this game. I wonder how battle in general works. I think we're about to find out. Army stats, inventory. We have basic Counter-Strike. Unique Knight's skill allows to upgrade limited number of human troops up the tier every week. Wait, what? I can upgrade troops for free? Only works within Haven towns where training grounds facility has been built. Besides, damage dealt to troops on retaliation strikes is increased by 5%. Okay, so we do some damage, extra damage. Advanced leadership, we increase the morale. Okay, and it looks like you have to have certain secondary skills in order to get new ones. It looks like this advanced leadership is the prerequisite for recruitment, estates, and diplomacy. Nice to see that estates and diplomacy look about the same as they always have. And then we are the suzerain. We contribute 250 gold per day to the kingdom treasury. Okay, all right, cool, nifty. And maybe this is more of my skill tree here. And then a little bit of a biography. I'm not going to read the biography. We're reading enough. We're about to go kill some peasants. Learn creatures' attributes. Oh, cool. And we actually get to see a little bit more about these. This is kind of interesting. This is weird, but also fairly intuitive. Like, all things considered, this feels fairly intuitive. I don't feel like I'm completely lost as I'm trying to navigate this place. Lord Shadowwing does say, I have Heroes 5 and the expansions from back when you could buy it from Ubisoft and download the installer and keep it forever. Wait, I have this on Good Old Games. Do I not have this forever? I hope I have this forever. And then Steven says, my wife wants attention. It is Valentine's Day or something like it. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody here. Hopefully you are reaching out to somebody important and asking them to be your Valentine. I asked my dear sweet mom if she would be my Valentine. Of course, there's nothing wrong with that. So that was something I made sure that I did. My wife also asked her to be my Valentine. Go ask somebody to be your Valentine. It's always a good thing to do. And then Lord Shadowwing does say, also, I'm currently testing a Skyrim mod list consisting of over 2,500 mods. That's a lot. Let's not do that. I'm pretty sure that the game is broken at that point. At that point, it's just Thomas the Tank Engine sprouting fire. There's no dragons. There's just Thomas the Tank Engine. Okay, and then the Kaiser says, I think all units have some kind of special ability. Okay, so let's see. Attack, defense, range, morale, luck, speed, quantity. Oh, and this is nice. It actually tells me what tier this unit is. So this is a tier 3 unit. The Footmen is my tier 3 unit. Interesting. Defensive backbone of the forces. They sustain attacks while other Griffin units maneuver to destroy the enemy. So they're very tanky. Think like the pikemen, I suppose. And this creature is alive, so it can be resurrected. Very good. Enrage. This creature's offense property increases during combat when any friendly unit dies, except resurrected creatures or creatures summoned by battlefield magic. So if my allies die, I do better. Good to know. And then we have a large shield, so we receive 50% of all damage from all non-magical shooting attacks. So reduce damage from range. And then bash. Every attack creature has a chance to stun the enemy so they won't be able to retaliate and lose initiative. Mechanical creatures are not effective. I wonder what the percentage chance is. That could make a big difference in whether or not you try and hope for that. If it's 50% and it's just like, maybe we do, maybe we don't, that's interesting. If it's less, like a 20% chance, and you can't really plan on it, okay, kind of interesting. So we have exit. We have, no, let's not dismiss this creature. Previous creature. Okay, and then we can go... Okay, and so then we go back and forth between these squires and stuff. Very interesting. Oh, wait, hold on. Tier 3 and Tier 3. So we have 2 Tier 3 creatures. It's kind of interesting. They're the backbone. There's 2 backbones, I suppose. Difficult to defeat, skilled in defense, big shields, enrage, large shield. Oh, so they're kind of similar to these footmen. I wonder if, like in Heroes 4, you have differences. Like maybe you can go either for ballistas or pikemen, or maybe this is just the squires, the upgraded footman unit. Actually, kind of looking at the model, I'm guessing that this is just the upgraded footman unit, and that's why they're both tier 3. Okay, interesting. Yeah, and they have so much overlap in their abilities, but they also have shield other. All friendly creatures located on neighboring tiles only get 50% of the damage from non-magical shooting attacks. Okay, so they're just a highly defensive unit. Very nice. Okay, alrighty, we got Isabel, and we check this out. I think we've already done this. Oh yeah, we already did that. Okay. I think that there's nothing else for us to do but fight some peasants. Okay. This is the best thing to do, is just fight some peasants. Some units may express their desire to join your hero's army. To agree, press the join button. If you press refuse, they will disappear from the map. These 7 peasants have a desire for greater glory and want to join. Do we accept them? I absolutely do. I do recall that I think that is our mission goal here, is to actually pick up every single one of these troops. I think it's like 25 footmen and 100 peasants, so that's 7 peasants closer. To rotate or tilt the camera, move the mouse while pressing its right button, or use the arrow keys. I've seen that before. And then also, zoom in or zoom out. Use the mouse wheel or the page up, page down keys. Yeah, mouse wheel. Okay, perfect. Well, at this point, I'm just going to play this like Heroes of Might and Magic. Like, I've got a lot of experience with Heroes of Might and Magic in general. My hope is that I should be able to just pick it up and play and just go for a first timer. On the adventure map, the hero travels in turn-based mode. When the hero's action points are depleted, the route beyond turns gray. This means that this hero will not be able to travel anymore this day, and I see that my little green bar at the bottom is pretty much done. Pressing the end turn button, the central one, will end your current turn. The opponent's move will then begin. After the opponent's turn, your hero will be able to go on with their adventures. Oh no, I'm out of movement points. Oh, and it gives me the dummy, little dummy warning there. It says, hey, by the way, you are out of movement points. This looks like gold. Your hero might find useful items and resources that he will be able to pick up and use. For example, gold can be used to hire creatures in special buildings. I sure hope so. Let's see, Lord Shadowwing's, let's see. It's a curated Wabajak mod list called the Fahaluan. I don't know what that is, but that's for your playthrough of, what is it, Skyrim? Yeah, tell you what, I mean, I understand that I should probably be very much interested in playing the modded version of Heroes 5 as soon as possible. Like, everybody tells me it's perfect, but I really do like the idea of playing these games as they were originally intended. Like, if I play the modded version of Doom, like the original, like, you know, get it to run on your smart refrigerator type of Doom game, if I'd played that today, I would want to start off for the first time playing it the way it was originally intended. And so I'm going to do the same thing for Heroes 5 here today. Looks like there's a rally flag, tattered flag, excuse me. Raises luck and morale for the next battle and grants some extra movement points. We'll plan on grabbing that. I don't think that this is going to be super difficult. I think that we're just going to have to survive and find some free stuff as we go around. Certain objects on the map have unique qualities. For example, the rally flag increases the stats of the hero and his army for the next battle. Good, good. And so that was like, what, +2 luck? That's an awful lot of luck. Okay, we got footmen. They're just kind of hiding there. I think that this is trying to teach me to use the camera in order to see what's going on. Let's go fight these guys. What's this? Every time I try and click, it also wants the thing to move. And so if I click, right click, and then I move just like a tiny bit because my hand shakes, then it's hard for me to read. Boost peasants' growth throughout the owner's empire. Peasants may be recruited at this building. Yeah, let's go get that. Maybe these footmen will even join us. Who knows? Aha, and they want to join. So they have a desire for greater glory. You are in the army, my guy. And then, let's see. Yeah, so unicorn on its 4 legs versus rearing up. That means I can interact with this. And this kind of looks a little bit like Heroes 4, just like the tile set and the little building. I think I kind of like that. 22 peasants, desire for greater glory. Let's have them join. This is just like a neutral dwelling, I suppose. Do we continue on through this little pumpkin patch? or should we go back up the main road? It looks like there's something over here. This is going to be a barracks. Let's go grab the barracks. Then we'll come back the other way. Yeah, our army's getting bigger. Look at this. We're up to 6 footmen, 1 squire, and 20-something peasants. Yeah, we're doing fine. We're doing great. Steeson says there's a sick Heroes Might and Magic 5 mod where the AI players have some deep AI logic to them. You can't win against it. Steeson, we are not going to be starting off with that mod today. We are just trying to learn the game. But I love your confidence in me to even share that with me that, hey, Phixfox, you might be interested in this in the future. Time will tell. Time will tell. Your hero may visit special buildings where he can replenish his army with certain types of creatures. I assume that this is just that dwelling. To recruit troops for your army, you may select the desired number of creatures if you have enough money to afford them by using the plus and minus buttons to confirm your purchase and then click pay. Okay, so I see a minus button here and then a plus. So it's going to assume that I'm going to want all, it looks like there's 10 of these footmen available. And so, yeah, I'm going to want all of them. And then this is the pay button, I'm guessing. Buy selected creatures. In the future, we'll use the space bar. And so we just spent a bit of gold. We got 800 and something left. I didn't check to see how much gold that was that I just spent, but I assume that it's all for me. Oh, interesting. So we see peasants over here, but I can't get to them. I'm guessing it's a matter of terrain. So terrain does matter. Not only is there trees, but there's also maybe like we're up here and the hill's down there. We got to travel by road in order to get there. Interesting. Okay. Tell you what, folks, I like the user interface. I really like this user interface. This feels, again, pretty darn intuitive. I would really want to know what somebody who's never played Heroes of Might and Magic before has to say on the matter, but so far I think I'm liking it. Is that wood? That looks like a pile of wood. Let's go grab that. And it does save after every turn, so if we do something really dumb, we should be able to go back and still find a way through. This is kind of unintuitive to me. I don't know if I should be able to get back there. Maybe if I went through here, maybe there's a secret that I'm missing out on. I don't know what the likelihood of a secret being missed or found is. Games like Warcraft 3, for example, in the campaigns, there's always little hidden gems, little secrets that you can find. I don't know if Heroes 5 is kind of meant to set up the maps in that sort of way, where it's a little bit of like a treasure hunt. But that'd be kind of interesting if it was. Ooh, cutscene.
By this disobedience.
Oh, we're gonna fight.
They say the war goes badly, milady. We hear that the demons are killing everything and eating the dead. We don't want to go.
You're coming.
The Griffin Empire shall emerge victorious.
Well then, they can do it without us. We're staying here. Now get off our land.
Okay.
You will fulfill your oaths to your lord, even if you must do it in chains. Take them.
You know, I might be a little bit with the peasants on this one. Like, I understand them not wanting to go fight an actual demon. Oh, that's cool. What? Okay, so it kind of like does this like fade out feature that takes you into the battle. That's kind of cool. During the combat, your units of your hero's army and the army of his adversary become active in turns depending on their initiative value. Okay, so we all have a different value. It is now the hero's turn. By default, a hero can attack any enemy creature on the battlefield. Okay, like people were saying, so heroes do interact, we do attack. The initiative bar in the bottom of the screen shows the order in which the units will be able to act. Okay, so this is our turn order. Units of creatures at the left of the bar are active. It can now be given an order to stand in defense, to attack, or to maneuver on the battlefield. Okay, to maneuver a unit, left click on the highlighted square of the battlefield that is free and accessible to the creature. So here we are, obviously with our squire unit. We got 13 peasants. I don't know how tough 13 peasants are, but let's just kind of go down the battlefield. Not all the way, but kind of far. What was that? Good morale for the squire. Okay, so this is my log. So Isabel defended. We got good morale for the squire. I don't know what good morale does though, because we didn't just get like a new turn. So I don't really know what to think about that. Let's go forward. I'm guessing that these peasants are going to be able to go right to about there. And then to here. Yeah, so I don't really know quite what morale is doing for me at this point. Does that just move my people up in turn order? Does that give them just more initiative? I'm guessing it does. I'm guessing it does. Ooh, kind of interesting. So when I mouse over an enemy here, it'll tell me kind of what the kill expectation should be. and it will also tell me whether or not they're going to retaliate against me. That is a feature that I'm sure many people would actually prefer to have. Many times you're trying to keep track of whether or not there was retaliation or not. I don't know, by the way, if it matters if I attack in a diagonal or north and south. For now, I'm just going to go around because I got pretty good speed. We attack for 2. Peasants retaliate, 7 damage dealt. No squire's dead. We have 19 out of 26 hit points. Okay, and that just tells me that this fight's going to go very, very well. Let's try to attack on this diagonal here. We just absolutely shield bashed that guy to death. Yeah, he had no chances. Of course, it's peasants. We're supposed to obliterate these guys. But how can they join our army if we've just killed them? Seems counterintuitive. Don't you think it would have been better just to like leave them alone and let them raise crops and pigs and cows and stuff for the war effort? Like, shouldn't we have left them alive because we need infrastructure? Is it really ideal to have every single peasant on the front line where they're going to die to one demon in half of a second? I'm just saying, like, a wise leader can understand the value in saying, yeah, you're probably right. We'll do it differently next time. Anyway, okay, moving on. At the end of combat, you can study the combat results. Let's see. Enemies defeated. We got 52 experience. We killed a couple units. Oh, we can save a replay. I'm just going to hit save replay. I want to see what this does. You can name it. So if you have like a really cool battle, you can always come back to it. That's cool. Okay. And we got 52 something. Was that 52 experience? I don't know. But we got 52 something just right there. Okay. Let's see. We picked the tutorial campaign. We can win no matter what we do, Steeson says. I'm sure that's true. I'm sure that's true. The Kaiser says, I agree. If you've never played a game before, go unmodded unless the game has aged very poorly and has to be modded to function on modern computers. Yes, the reason why we try and make sure that we are playing games as they were originally intended. Kaiser agrees with that statement. I'm definitely for that. And then Steeson says, no, I did not ask you to try fighting against the sick AI. You'll just flip the table. No fun at all. I am glad that Steeson knows me to know that I will take his lead and I will flip a table. That's something Steeson does. I'll try and do a little bit of that just every now and again. 23 peasants. We're going to have them join. And it looks like there's another one of these buildings. This one is another barracks. And then there's also a windmill here. So let's go get this barracks real quick. I'm kind of, I don't want to say paranoid. Oh, it looks like it's like 90 gold each, by the way. I'm a little bit paranoid that I'm going to miss like a little patch of gold or something that just I otherwise would have missed because the map doesn't have everything laid bare and you kind of need to move things around a tiny bit. I'm not too sure. So we just hit a new objective quest. Oh, we assembled 25 footmen. Okay, so it just let us know whether we ticked off one of our objective. We still have quite a bit more to go. How many peasants left? We got about 40, 33. Okay, more to be done. And then Chris. Hey Chris, nice to have you in the chat. Nice to see you there. We're playing some Heroes of Might and Magic 5, having an absolute blast. After we complete the tutorial, we're gonna just kind of see where this goes from here. Let's see. Hey, I'm so glad that you're playing this. I think it's a great game. How are you finding it thus far? Bear in mind, the 5.5 mod is a must. Yes, we mentioned before that many people, yourself included, in fact, you're probably the number one person, has told me that the 5.5 mod is essential. And so I'm looking forward to that after we kind of explore and see how things are as we currently have them. Steeson 1, it does have to take off. Dude, have a great day. Have a great Valentine's Day with your dear sweet wife. We will catch you around, Steeson. Thanks for being here. We'll catch you around later. Bye-bye. Also, tutorial, your hero may happen to find objects that gives you some resources. For example, a windmill gives a small amount of random resources. I assume that that's going to be like every other windmill ever. As we pick up 3 mercury, I assume it's going to be like every windmill where you also get new resources every week. I don't know, when I clicked on it, it didn't necessarily say. These footmen want to join. We've already met our quota, but we're going to have everybody join us. There's no reason not to, I think. And I think maybe I could go in this direction. I think I don't know, I see stuff over here. Where I see stuff, that's where I'm going to go. Including, it looks like maybe a fairy ring. There exist objects that increase some of the hero's stats, such as luck. A high luck value makes it more probable that the hero's units will inflict double damage on the enemies they fight. Okay, so luck works the same way as I've always expected it. Morale, I still have a question about how morale works. Signpost, and then this is going to be our fairy ring. Let's go say hello to the fairies. And it's the start of a new week. Okay, that's kind of nifty. Start of the new week, week of the beggar. Does that do anything? I just tried to click on it and nothing popped up. So I guess it's just a notification that yes, something has happened. Let's go to this signpost. This is the White Lake. I do want to go back to this other signpost as well. And the Hall of Heroes. Hall of Heroes, White Lake. Oh, and there's treasure over there. I'm being very inefficient with my movement points. The map is... I'm definitely not the best with this map just yet, but tell you what, let's just go grab everything. I think that we're going to have plenty of time. Don't you? So let's go do that. Oh, and this actually lets me know there's plenty more things in this direction in case I want to go in that way. I don't even know. I don't even know where to go. Now I am officially overwhelmed. It's like at the grocery store. Did you know at the grocery store they try and make sure that you have a limited number of options, because if you have 55 different types of ranch dressing that you could pick up, then you're going to get some degree of paralysis, right? In that same way, I feel like I've got too many choices right now because I don't know what's effective and what's good or what's bad. And so it's tough for me to decide which is the best ranch dressing here, if you'd like to go along with me in this example. For this tutorial, it says that when the hero army is much stronger than the creatures being attacked, these creatures can try to run away from combat. You can let them go or fight them in order to gain more experience for the hero. I'm going to pursue these peasants. It's not going to be a tough fight. I'm just going to kind of run down this deal. Each battle starts off with a tactics phase. We can deploy troops. When I'm ready, I can hit start combat. Okay, they didn't let me do this last time. Looks like I can click and drag. If I just... Oh, I can also just click and highlight as well. It looks like all my troops are basically just melee, so I'm just going to try and stay together. I see no reason why I ought not to. And what's this? Auto-place creatures. Interesting. Okay, so there's lots of help if you want help. And confirm placement. Okay, looks like spacebar is going to be your confirm on lots of things. And for the first time, I think that Isabel is actually her turn and she's going to get to attack. Do we have spells? Cast spell. Looks like there's lots of different schools of magic. We have, but spells we have none of. And then, let's see, we have wait, which I'm sure does exactly what we think it does. Let's just hit wait. Isabel is waiting. Sometimes it's wise to skip a turn by pressing the defend button. The creature unit will remain where it is, but assume a defensive position, so it will help repel enemy attacks more effectively. That's understandable. I don't think I want to do that yet. I think I'm just going to move forward, and then we'll maybe defend in the future. So we just got good morale for the squire. Did he move up? I don't know what good morale does. I'm going to have to wait for somebody else to tell me. We'll find out. And then let's see, Chris says, cool, fair enough, gotcha, appreciate that. And then Kaiser, by the way, if your computer is from this decade, I think you can raise the graphics and models details just a tiny bit. Okay, we'll take a look at that as soon as we can. Chris also said, the real Phixfox, have you ever played Warcraft 3? The graphics and the atmosphere seem to have a similar vibe. I mentioned, I think maybe just before you got here, that I was wondering about secrets on this map, similar to what you would find for Warcraft 3, because the campaign, it does an awful lot to make some hidden treasures and artifacts, like things for your heroes. And I'm getting the vibe and kind of the question, like, okay, is this campaign set up to be similar to that? And I don't know the answer, but I'm very interested to find out. Because yeah, I'm picking up those exact same vibes. You and I are on the same page with that. And by the way, in case you're wondering, I love Warcraft 3. Warcraft 3 is one of my all-time favorite games. And if you've never played anything in the RTS genre, I feel bad. If you've ever seen me play anything in the RTS genre, I got to tell you, it's something I love to do. Not the best at it. There comes a point where there's too many units on the battlefield and I can't be everywhere at once, and then I just get frustrated. Turn-based strategy, definitely more my speed, but I've definitely defeated every single campaign for pretty much every single RTS I've ever played. Age of Empires, Warcraft, etc., etc. So yeah, I'm liking the vibes. Okay, let's go to settings. Let's just see. Game. Tooltip delay. Pause. Dynamic battle. What the heck is that? Okay, we'll figure that out later. Is it game? Video and audio? Image quality. We're at very low right now. Tell you what, let's just try for normal. Did I break the game? Did I break the game? Hello? So we're going to load this autosave right back up. And then as people start to filter back in, I'm just going to continue to mosey on, because every indication I have is that everything is working ideally. And I'm sure people will let me know if that's not true. Okay. So, with that being said, Isabella is going to continue on her journey. I gotta say though, the graphics do look much better when you increase the quality, even just a tiny bit. Going from low to normal actually feels pretty good. So I'm definitely for it. By the way, these footmen are much more difficult to deal with than those peasants ever were. I'm a little bit sad that they didn't want to join us. I don't know if it's going to hurt us to maybe like lose some of our horses that we are supposed to accrue. Oh dear. These guys are fast. We're just going to defend. We're going to defend. And we're going to defend. We're back. Steeson says just a little sneak peek. And then the Kaiser does say we're back. Okay, perfect. We are back. Yeah, and the graphical quality does look much better. I got to tell you. I really do think that this is pretty nice. I really do. Okay, we're just going to hit skip. This battle against these footmen is definitely the toughest battle that we've had to deal with so far. But, I mean, anytime you get a hero unit that just can take free troops off the battle for you, I think you're going to have an okay time. I really do. Let's take a step back with the peasants. Going to take a step over here with our squire and footmen. And yeah, if you just want to stay at the edge of my range and let me hit you for free, I will allow you to do that. I really will. So, doesn't hurt my feelings at all. Although, look, I can attack right now. Ooh, I can attack right now on the diagonal. Interesting. I just assumed I wouldn't be able to reach, but I actually can. So let's actually do that now. Let's kind of get into the fight. 29 of my footmen against like 11 of yours. Yeah, I kill a couple. You don't get any good retaliation. My squire is a little bit out of... he's a little bit out of position, but it looks like with good morale, he gets to go fairly soon. Yeah, it looks like the good morale just means that you go to the front of the line when it comes down to your turn order. I'm going to keep the peasants in the rear. They are the win condition. We got to get to 100. So we're just going to be smart about that. Dude, my squire is super tough. 15 damage dealt. He's still got like half his hit points. Okay, not half. But we're just going to do our best to keep that guy alive. I think we're down to just one. Yep, down to one footman. And we fight this fight with no losses. No losses. Season says we got to accelerate the animations. Got to accelerate the animations. So because we turned up the graphics decent, is it sketching out on you? Give me some more feedback on that, please. And then Phixfox wife. Hey, Phixfox wife. I think I prefer the classic horsey games. Understandable. Understandable. But we are trying this just to find out what is new and what is fun. So, happy to have you here, Phixfox wife. Thanks so much. Okay, it looks like this is going to go all the way around. And I guess we're going to continue to fight peasants, or we're going to continue to pick up whatever free things we can possibly find. Oh no, stop! Stop! 15 peasants want to run. Tell you what, let's just leave them. Let's just let them go. I clicked, and as I'm clicking, I couldn't stop. Like part of the way through, like oftentimes you'll see me click, and then I'll rethink my decision partway through, and I'll try and like stop myself from moving. I wonder if I hit spacebar, if it'll stop my movement midway through, or if after I hit go, my hero just has to complete whatever action I put in for him. I don't know the answer, but that's kind of interesting that there's a little bit of a difference there. Okay, for the first time, we're going to come across some undead creatures, the Plague Zombie. Looks like they're going to be 2 attack, 2 defense, 2 to 3 damage, 17 hit points. There's not a ton of them. There's 16, but they're undead. They have a weakening strike, and they do get enraged if they lose any of their friends. So I'm guessing that they're going to be kind of tough, because I think that Beatrice... Isabel? Is this Isabel? Yeah, so Isabel is going to already cause some losses, and I'm going to assume that that's going to be reflected in the stats, just how hard these enemy creatures hit us. Interesting. Seed says, no, your hero run for an attack. She does it in slow-mo. Oh, hold on. Let's check this out. I know that we just had an issue here. I understand. Oh, battle speed settings. Let's go up to like midway through and apply this. Oh, that's way faster. Yeah, okay, let's do it right about there. I don't want it to be as fast as it can possibly be, but I also want to get through this fairly quickly. There's no need to be so darn slow. Is that faster? Yeah, that's faster. Okay, perfect. But tell you what, like, I understand that right now I'm fighting these battles. I'm fighting these battles right now with the mindset as if every battle is my last. I know that it's not. Like, right? Like, I understand that this is, in the grand scheme of things, kind of a nothing battle. But I'm treating it like it's the end of the world, because how else am I supposed to get better if I don't give it my 100% best shot? Steeson says, just make it look natural. Okay, I'm hoping that this is natural. By the way, looks like my peasants, oh, they are taxpayers. Oh, that's interesting. But they've also got some negative stuff on them right now. So we do have the weakening strike. I wish I could mouse over that and see what that is. Can I click here? Can I click here? I want to know what the weakening strike is. Okay. I guess I won't. And I guess I'm just going to put my peasants in danger. They'll figure it out. 3 more go down. Beatrice is doing so much damage. And I gotta tell you, the one thing I hope is that this weakening strike or poison or anything like that, I hope it doesn't affect me for like the future fights. I really hate mechanics where something bad happens to you in one battle and then it carries on with you forever. Outside of things like negative morale, as you'd find in Heroes 2 or 3, if you go to a graveyard and you get negative morale or negative luck, like that's different, that makes sense. But if I fight something that poisons me, and then next time I try and fight, my army is decimated because half my troops died out of battle, oh well, you know, don't really love that. When fighting and traveling, your hero gains experience points and ultimately advances to the next level. Did we level up? I think we just leveled up. This is the moment when you can select one of the proposed skills and abilities for him. So we've picked up +1 defense. Isabel is now a level 2 knight. She is eligible for skill improvement and gaining new abilities. So we got skills and abilities. Wait, can I only pick one? So, because it says skill improvement and abilities. So do I pick one here and one here? Okay, so we can do basic attack, which increases melee damage. We can take Advanced Counter-Strike, which is the unique skill. It increases training costs and retaliation strikes are better. Tell you what, let's just go with Basic Attack, and then let's also pick Diplomacy, Benefaction. Okay, so I can only pick one. I don't get a skill and an ability. Allows heroes to effectively negotiate with hostile creatures, increases the chances, and reduces costs of creatures that wish to join your army. Tell you what, let's go with the Diplomacy. Diplomacy is always broken. I don't see any reason for me to believe that that's not the case in Heroes 5. So we're going to continue on. And then Steeson says, okay, it does look much better now. Good, good. And then Zensman says, with each successful attack, the attacked enemy's attack and defense properties are reduced by 2 units, cannot get below 0. That's what the weakening strike does that those plague zombies had for us. Gotcha. So kind of like a disrupting ray. So the more that they attack you, the weaker you're going to get. That's a really cool mechanic. I really like that mechanic. I think that that's nifty because then it rewards longer battles, and it could potentially reward clever positioning with single stacks. I don't really know how single stacks work in this game, but we're going to take a look at that and see if that's a thing or not. Oh wait, it's every successful attack by the zombies. Gotcha, gotcha. And reduction of attack, and it happens every time the affected creature attacks. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense to me. At any time, you may study your hero in detail, check his abilities, and see his army. The hero window can be invoked by double-clicking on the hero themselves or on the portrait of the hero's panel. So we've already been here at least once. And then, can I split my forces? Can I do shift, control, right-click? Looks like I can't really... Maybe I can't do single stacks. Let me know if you know how to do single stacks, but we are getting a look at Isabel the Knight, level 2. With the 2 morale, no extra luck, but hey, our troops are a little bit more defensive. That feels pretty okay. All right, good. And we're going to steal the gold. Because of course we are. That's never going to be not a thing. For any Phixfox playthrough, if there's free resources, we better take them. Although, we saw in Winnie Maru's 7 Deserts map not too long ago that sometimes taking every resource possible is actually not the play. And so, if you haven't checked that out, by the way, go check out the 2 skills challenge maps. I'm really a big fan of those for the Heroes 2, Winnie Maru and Mushan Pet. They've done some excellent stuff. Go check it out if you're interested in Heroes of Might and Magic 2. But back to Heroes of Might and Magic 5, which, by the way, I'm loving this. Tell you what, I gotta say, folks. So we're getting this first look at Heroes 5 today. I don't think I'm going to be able to promise that I'm not going to play between now and the next time that we see this on stream. Like, truly, I think that this is, like, I'm having a lot of fun with this. This feels fairly intuitive. This feels good. and I don't think I'm going to be able to say, hey, by the way, I'm just not going to play until we play in front of everybody again. I may have to just record some videos and then post those onto YouTube, because this is scratching all the particular Heroes of Might and Magic itches that I have. Like, this feels okay. This feels fine. And which is good. I'm very much for it. I know that we're planning on Olden Era being available in the future. When that happens, I'm going to be excited to go check that out as well. It's nice to see the vibe for this Heroes of Might and Magic game feeling pretty okay. And planning on Olden Era being similar in that vein, hopefully done by great developers. It looks like the Frozen development team is pretty quality. Looks like they're taking a lot of feedback from players. Very excited to see what they can turn out. So looking forward to it. Lord Shadowwing with the Phixfox certified moment in the chat. Right on, right on. To split, you should hold shift. Okay, perfect. Tell you what, let's leave these peasants. The diplomacy has not worked out for us. Let's go back here and let's hold shift. Aha, there we go. Thank you, Zens. I appreciate it. And so right now I'm just going to do some single stacks, because those generally tend to go pretty well. Yeah, there we go. I need some of those F Heroes 2 hotkeys, though, just to make this a little bit, you know, a little quicker. Whenever I play a different game that doesn't have some of those hotkeys I'm very, very much used to, I gotta admit, I get a little bit sad because I'm just used to it at this point. Okay, in case you haven't noticed, by the way, we've come all the way back to this windmill here, and so it looks as if, as I kind of travel throughout the map here, we started, where did we start? All the way over here? Like way over there. Up in the corner. Then we made our way down through here. And we cleaned out some stuff here. We cleaned out some free peasantry, some footmen. I'm guessing we could go back and pick up more footmen and more peasants. But for now, we've just came back to the spot where we're at the windmill. And then next time, rather than go to the left, we're going to go to the right or straight. And so, I don't know how many peasants I'm going to need to make that work. But it's a new week, so I'm guessing that those peasant hovels actually have some extra troops in them. We should go check those out, maybe. Or maybe we just see if we can find other troops that want to join us. I don't know. 3 sulfur, though. That's what we're going to do. Chris says, oops, sorry, internet dropped out. Trust me, Chris, my internet dropped out. I'm sure it wasn't yours. When I turn off the computer, yeah, I have no qualms with you getting back in whenever you can, but it's nice to have you back. Wonderful. Is this the very first play of this game ever for you? This is actually the very first time I've ever played Heroes 5. It's funny, though, as we pick up 25 peasants and hope that that's getting us close to our final objective. I do have, for some reason, 5 hours noted as being played here on my good old games copy, because it keeps track of the hours played in game. I don't know how I picked up 5 hours. I wonder if I left the game running as I was trying to get something loaded or something. But yeah, I've never actually played this game. I really never have. So yeah, this is a good first look. And I know this is the tutorial. I know that you experts of Heroes of Might and Magic 5 are probably like, all right, Phixfox, come on, get caught up to speed. Let's get a little faster here. But I do like the idea of playing new games for the first time and just having nice people help me figure it out. So I really appreciate everybody being so helpful and friendly as we try and do something new, do something fun. Vammy is finally done with D&D. Did I read that sign? Which sign? This sign? I think that this sign says one of these signs. Let's see. We read all these signs. There was one sign here, one sign here. Was there another sign I missed? I think that one said to the lake and one said to the Hall of Champions or the Hall of Heroes. I think that this one said Hall of Heroes. Let's see. This is, by the way, another zombie. Let's fight these zombies. So I'm guessing that this is our Hall of Heroes. Maybe we're going to go find an angel. I don't know. We will find out. Nice to see that our single stacks are working here. Is there an auto combat? I just want to, I want to fight these fights myself. Don't get me wrong. But I also wonder if there is an auto combat. There is an auto combat. Tell you what. I would just want to kind of see how the AI plays this for 1 second. It's not going to let me auto combat. The game understands that we can't simply just let the game play itself. What's the point in that? So we're not going to even try. 116, we're putting our peasants, it looks like, in the front. Looks like we're bringing our single stacks to the bottom, footmen to the top. I guess it's probably the best idea to have the footmen engage with these zombies. And I will get the single stacks of peasants up. I'm going to keep these 116 back, though. Turn order at the bottom helps me keep track, and the footmen are going to get this first shot off. Again, I don't know if it matters if I attack on a diagonal or straight across, but for now, we're just gonna do it like this. Okay. And Beatrice is going to attack the far stack. Looks like with only 3 here, my squire and my footmen should clean this up. And actually the peasants are going to clean this up. Oh, and Bammy, you just want to make sure I recognize them for what they were. Gotcha. Perfect. No, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Because yeah, I wonder, I feel like, I think I've said this, maybe I haven't, but it feels fairly intuitive, all of the different possibilities out here. I don't feel like I'm missing anything too terribly, but that's the problem, is that you don't know what you don't know, right? So if you guys see me making some obvious mistakes, or maybe there's a feature that I'm just missing out on, feel more than free to chime in. I would love to hear from you. Just let me know. This is supposed to be interactive, and you're supposed to be helping me. So if you see something I could be doing differently, please let me know. Folks, we have found our first artifact. Fantastic. Where do I look at that? Here? Here. Sword of Might adds +2 to the hero's attack. Well, that feels like a pretty good standard artifact. I'm glad that they didn't give me the cloak of everything that is undead dies, or like, you know, the cornucopia that gives you 10+ precious resources every day. I'm glad that they gave me a nice, simple artifact for my first one, rather than something overpowered. Good on them. Good game design. Good game design. Yeah. Yeah. And then what do we see here? Oh, squires. I wonder if these several squires are going to want to join us or not. We'll have to wait and find out. Vamia also says, if you press Alt or Control, I think it highlights interactable objects on the adventure map. Okay, so let me just take a look at that. So Control? Control? No. Alt? No. Shift? Nothing for Alt, nothing for Control, nothing for Shift, although maybe I need to be a little bit closer. Possibly. Not too sure. Not too sure. Zar'Fol's in the chat. Zar'Fol, happy to have you here. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you trying Heroes 5. Always wanted to play it more, but I always felt like it was hard for me to see things on the map, differentiate the units, etc. Maybe my age is showing. You know, I think that there's an awful lot to be said about, you know, do you have a good time interacting with the game? I know that is one of the complaints I've seen about the early screenshots for Olden era coming up, is that the units don't have enough differentiation between them to really tell you what's going on at a glance. Readability is really, really important in strategy games. It's part of the reason why I think that the new Civ 7 is so poorly received at this current juncture. I think that a lot of people are looking at Heroes 7, or rather Civilization 7, and saying, I don't know what's going on. My districts, they don't look like districts. My military buildings versus my economic buildings, I can't tell where things are at. And if that's the case, you got a major problem there. It's a strategy game. You need to be able to make good strategic decisions at a glance very, very quickly. And if you have to take forever to parse out what's going on, that's an issue. So if Heroes 5 doesn't feel very readable to you, like I understand that 100%. Like, that would be a big reason not to play the game. Worth noting, though, speaking of the Olden era, though, and mentioning that that was one person's opinion on Reddit, which I'm just, meh. I don't believe everything I read on the internet, and I definitely don't believe everything I read on Reddit. That was that person's opinion. I think that we are going to see, as I'm trying to use these single stacks to kind of get in the way, I think that we're going to potentially see units be a little bit more differentiated based off of 2 things. Number 1, color in-game, and number 2, based off of movement. If you are looking at just static screenshots, I think it's highly unlikely that you're going to get a good understanding of what the unit is at a glance. It's very, very helpful, I think, to have color and movement help you differentiate between units. I'm sure that they're still doing a lot of work on it. I'm definitely not going to be somebody that's going to give them a lot of grief. By the way, this big stack of footmen is kind of my priority. I don't think I need to worry about these 35 peasants nearly so much. These guys are enraged. Let's just go kill them. We kill 5. Peasants hit the footmen for 76 damage, 5 of them die. And how about I just leave... Let's have Isabel just try and kill some of these peasants. She can kill 2. Isabel, you're letting me down. You're not killing nearly enough. Kill more. And then Skur is saying in 1.0 version, there wasn't even an await option. Really, for Heroes 5, there wasn't a wait option for 1.0? Because I do have this here, and I think I'm just playing off a... I think I'm playing off a base game. I could be wrong. I don't really know, in all honesty. Oh, I can scroll in. Oh, why am I playing so far away? Oh, geez, that's way better. Oh, oh, I love this. Oh, like I could be way out here, but what's the point? Like I've been playing suboptimally this whole time. Number 1 for me and number 2 for you, because now I can actually see what things are. Interesting. So I have the bar, my 6, okay. And I like that when I'm going to attack something, it highlights the creature I'm about to attack. That actually feels really pretty good for me. Conscripts. How many conscripts are there? 61? 50? 35. Okay, should we kill 12 to 25? Sure. We kill 18, we do 110 damage, only 18 damage on retaliation. Oh, my big stack of peasants is pretty low though, 61. Let's just kill the rest of these conscripts if we can. We kill a bunch. Good morale for the peasant. And Isabel doing some damage. Perfect. So I wonder why it looks like, okay, so if I'm reading this right, when I'm zoomed way out, it doesn't do the little attacking animations, but when I'm zoomed in, I think it does. I think I'm reading that correctly. So like if I'm zoomed in way closer, it'll cause me a little bit more grief. Let's kill 2 footmen. We kill 2. So if I were to zoom in 1 more, then I guess I'm gonna do the attacking animation. All right. By the way, I'm playing with 1 hand right now. I think this would be a lot easier with 2, but I have my phone in the other hand just so I can read chat. Reason being is that I haven't figured out how to play Heroes Might and Magic 5 in windowed mode. You think I would have had that figured out by now, but nope. And again, if a quick Google search won't tell me how to do it, then we're gonna have some issues. Okay, folks, you tell me. I want your opinion on this. This was a battle where we lost 4 footmen and 75 peasants. We killed 70 peasants, 26 of these footmen, and then 35 of the conscripts. Good fight, bad fight. Where could I have improved? Like this is your time as Heroes Might and Magic 5 players. I don't know if I did good or bad. Like I don't know if I did good or bad. Need your help. Let me know what you think about the way that fight was, and I'll get caught up on chat. Vammy says, maybe that was a Heroes 7 feature. Oh, the wait function for Heroes 7? That would be interesting if in Heroes, yeah, because I guess there's 6 and there's 7, so it's weird that a wait function would be added later to the game. You would think that the whole game would have to be built around the balance of having a wait function in place, wouldn't you? Like, that's a pretty critical function, and that could impact everything from how speed interacts in the game to turn order to morale to everything. So yeah, if you add a wait function later on, it would be like if you added a wait function to Heroes of Might and Magic 2 or F Heroes 2 now. You can do it, but it's gonna completely and utterly change the game, and certain units are immediately gonna become way overpowered. So like the Vampire Lord, by the way, any unit that has no retaliation, you add a wait function and you have some pretty interesting stuff that can go on. Chris does say, by the way, fun fact for you today, Heroes of Might and Magic 5 was actually developed by an indie Russian company. Heroes of Might and Magic in general is as big as chess out there. It is, and I love that. I love that Heroes of Might and Magic is so big overseas, and that's part of the reason why I try and stream in the morning, is because the European folks out there, yeah, you guys really love Heroes of Might and Magic just as much as I do. I fear that my countrymen, my fellow Americans, don't truly love Heroes of Might and Magic like they ought to. So here we are, doing the best we can, trying to represent, and I appreciate all of you being here. We have the choice between, it looks like, Basic Logistics, Advanced Counter-Strike, Estates, and Retaliation Strike. I don't know how these skills are determined. I don't know if it's just random, whether or not you're going to get any of these skills. I don't know if a knight is more inclined to get certain skills or not, skills or abilities. I think that Logistics just makes too much sense. 10% bonus movement on land is always a real good time. I'm just going to combine my peasants into one force. Creatures in the garrison, probably not. And then maybe we can just continue on. Oh, we hit a new cutscene. We've made it.
That should be enough troops, I think. But if I don't lead them myself, they'll desert along the way. I'll be with you soon, Nikolai.
We also lost like 70 peasants. So we raised a big army of militiamen, but then we lost a bunch of militiamen. Is that the end now? Oh, we can pick up +1 defense just for being cool. Let's grab the leadership. Estates. Let's do the leadership. Expert leadership should always be pretty good. And with that, the mission is completed. Congratulations, we have completed this mission. Beatrice is doing her stuff. She's collected resources. Oh, cool. And so at the end of the game, or the end of the scenario, it'll tell you some free stuff. It'll give you a little bit of an opportunity to look at your heroes and your forces. It'll let you look at months, weeks, days, resources collected in sight. Okay, so just things that you found on the adventure map. Resources collected in total. Number of battles. Battles won. Battles lost. That is interesting. Oh no. Is there like a speedrunning community out there that does lossless runs of Heroes 5? I hope not. That'd be a little too much. And then creatures collected. 75. Creatures collected total. Okay. I'm not too sure what that means. And then artifacts collected. Basically, we saw the artifact, we picked it up. So, okay. Pretty fun information. I like that. That is nifty. Okay. And then before we move on, I'm going to get caught up in chat here again. Very interesting. Good. Definitely the tutorial. Absolutely the tutorial. And there's probably more tutorial to go because I have a lot of unanswered questions. For example, unanswered question, how does morale work? I'm assuming it's just moving my priority up in the tier, kind of as if you did a weight function a little bit. Other things, what do the castles look like? We haven't seen a castle yet. That's a little bit interesting. Do you have to have a castle in order to stay alive in the scenario? Like for 7 days, is that mechanic still around where after 7 days, if you don't have a town or a castle, you're going to get eliminated? Yeah, I've got lots of questions still, but we'll figure it out, I'm sure. And then let's see. You can also check out, going back to that battle, Zenz is saying, you can also check out turning off the dynamic camera option for battles. Okay, so if I don't like it and I just want it to be fairly static, I can do that. The attacking animations are the dynamic camera, same with the hero attack. And so if you're trying to just get through the battle, then you don't have to do the dynamic camera. I'm sure that longtime players in the series probably don't use the dynamic camera. I'm guessing that they're just trying to get through the fight as quickly as possible. Interesting. Okay. And then Bambi says, as a Heroes player, I think it was a good fight. As a Heroes 5 player, I forgot how combat in the game works. That's okay. We're all going to get caught up on this together, Bambi. Thank you very much. Bambi also says, I was talking about the adventure map highlight being a Hero 7 feature. Oh, okay. Gotcha. And so the Control, Alt, or Shift, that's from Hero 7. There's definitely class and faction specific skills. I asked the question whether or not logistics was more likely to be offered to me because I was a knight or not. Interesting there. Chris is going to be right back. Dinner's ready. Go do that. And then the Kaiser says, if I remember correctly, skills work like in Heroes 2 and 3. Then abilities are linked to a specific skill that gives it a boost. Gotcha. So wait, is there some kind of synergistic effect where my leadership is going to be stronger if I've also got diplomacy? Is that kind of what you mean there? Like, is it going to be better if I have appropriate supporting skills? Because that kind of makes sense. Like, you can be really good at one particular skill in life, but really it's better to have lots of different other skills that kind of supports it and turns it into one really nice way of being for you, right? You can be an excellent speaker, but you also need to be able to have good body language, right? And if you are equally good at both, then you're much better than you otherwise would have been if you just had the one. That's kind of what I mean by that. And then Rice Ruins in the chat. Morning, Fix. Hey, no need to bash your countrymen. We're here to... Hello, Rice to Ruin. No need to bash the countrymen. Thank you very, very much. Yes, the Americans also do love Heroes of Might and Magic, and I'm thrilled for it. Bambi says, the no castle for 7 days mechanic resulting in a loss is something that is turned off in some missions. Okay, good to know. I like that they can turn that off. I think that that's good. I think that's really good. And then usually the loss condition is incorporated as a quest. Okay, so the campaigns then I'm sure play very, very differently than from like a random total deathmatch sort of scenario. Good to know. Good to know. Kaiser says, I think so. I know that there is one for Undead that if you have diplomacy and necromancy, you can get a necromancy ability that gives you more skeletons. It was a few years since I played, and so there is some synergistic linking between the abilities. Very interesting. Okay, I'm looking forward to getting to know more about that. So still, lots of unanswered questions, even though we're at this point here in the tutorial. Good to know. Okay, great. This tutorial indication says at the start of every mission in a campaign, you must select the start bonus you would like to have. Oh, cool. There's start bonuses. I like that. So we have the choice between 900 gold, 10 footmen, or 45 peasants. I think that 10 footmen is worth 90 gold each anyway. So this just means I mean, do you want the gold or do you want the footmen? Tell you what, I think that troops are never bad. I think troops are never bad. So we're going to take the footmen. Maybe the peasants are better for like an attacking sort of aggressive start, but footmen will work. And then mission 2, Rebellion. The path to the front lies through the ruined lands of the Griffin Empire, where rumor and superstition run rampant. The queen will have to strengthen her forces and persuade dissenters if she hopes to continue on her path. As a disclaimer, I don't know how far through the scenario we're going to get, but we are going to give this a start, and we're going to go for about another less than an hour, but more than half an hour. So with that being said, let's hit start and go on to scenario number 2. I do like these cutscenes, by the way. I really do.
The town of Strongbow is well named. The best archers live there, and I need archers for my army.
Yes, we do. Oh, that's it? I thought that she was going to go into like some big long tirade about how like archers are the backbone of any army. Archers are the reason why we run. I really thought she was going to give us some more context there, but more context we have none of. Dead trees for the first time. You know, so far we've had grass tile set, grass terrain, and now we have, it looks like just normal dirt. I wonder how much your hero's movement points are impacted based off of the terrain. Looks like maybe swamp to the right a little bit there. We're just wandering through. The trees, the tree shadows. I need to turn that off. That's giving me a headache. My goodness. But we do have an archer tower here. It boosts the archer growth throughout the owner's empire. I try and right click and every little movement of my mouse just immediately makes it go away. Archers may be recruited at this building. Okay. Let's go do that. But do you see how the shadows on the trees, like that bugs me. Ugh, that's bothering me. I'm sure it's bothering you. We'll figure that out for the next stream. Okay, so we're down a little bit of gold, but we've just picked up all these archers. Good, good. And then let's just kind of see where they fit into this army. Let's move them into this corner. I just like to have archers in the corner. That has always worked well for me in Heroes of Might and Magic. I assume that that's going to work okay for me now. And peasants are usually a little bit slower. Let's keep those closer to the archers as well. I could probably split my forces. I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm just going to head on to this upcoming fight. This looks like skeletons, a horde of skeletons, but the danger is low. And then Zentz, I'm not sure what you said there. Just star, 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 star. Your hero needs not just an army, but also a town where his troops can get reinforcements. Be quick to seize such a town. A hero without a town will usually fail its mission. I like that it says usually. Not always. Sometimes. But not always. Yeah, let's fight these skeletons and let's see what happens here. I think I'm going to make sure I stick archers in the back, other troops in the front. That just seems intuitive to me. There are now shooting units in your hero's army, able to attack enemies at a distance. Use this to your advantage. Try to eliminate the adversaries before they reach your troops' position. I think that sounds like a great idea. I wonder if there is like half damage done at range like there is in Heroes 4 and Heroes 3. Those are two instances where if units are not close enough to you, you're not going to do full damage. And there it is. There's the broken arrow indicating that we're going to do half damage. It looks like we have 10 shots left. I don't think that that's going to be necessary to use all of those shots. So we're just going to do half damage for a while. That was really cool, by the way. That little battle animation, that was kind of sick. I really liked that a lot, actually. where you just are following the arrow as it travels down and shoots the skeleton in the face. Yeah, that's pretty cool. By the way, though, skeletons, do they have any special abilities? They do not. They are simply undead, which is a bit of a shame. I always really loved in Heroes of Might and Magic 4 how the skeletons are just known to be just empty rib cages, and so it's really hard to hit such a creature with an arrow. Kind of sad that that's not continued on here in this iteration of Heroes of Might and Magic for 5. It feels like it should be. Oh well. Oh well. Probably didn't need to lose any amount of peasants there, but we did take one big hit for 6 lost. So be it. And then what's this? 4-leaf clover. Is this an artifact? Or is this a one-time boost? Your hero may happen to find artifacts that increase some of his stats, such as luck. A high luck value makes it more probable that the hero's units will inflict double damage on the enemies they fight. Once again, though, Isabel is just like, hey, bro, I'm not a man. Quit saying man. I'm just a woman. Just doing my thing, I'm sure. Redwood Observatory. Now this is something that I'm always a big fan of. Let's head over to this Redwood Observatory and see what is going on around here. If it does what I think it does. If it's actually a place that you climb to the very, very top and then you just jump off and like parachute for fun and you get +1 morale, that's not going to be quite what I anticipated, but it looks like it does what I thought it would do. And it actually, I really like that the campaign, I'm sure that it doesn't always do this, but for the campaign purposes, it does kind of point out some of the important features on the map. Looks like we got some guardians in the way, zombies, conscripts are guarding a sawmill, +2 wood per day, and then this peasant hut's not too far from us. Looks like there's a Marletto tower, +1 defense, good to know, and then archer's tower there, and plus some more peasants over here. Oh, and this fountain of youth raises morale, good. Okay, so we have lots of different places we can go, we got lots of different options. Let's just kind of see what makes the most sense. Looks like peasants are close, let's grab those, and then maybe we'll head towards that castle of ours, and then we'll figure it out from there. Okay. Reisterman says, the cutscenes give original World of Warcraft vibes. It's pretty cool. Graphics are a bit clunky though, and don't seem to work well with the user interface. Yeah, I like the graphics, but I mean, definitely, I'm on medium graphics right now. I'm on normal graphics. I wonder if it would be a little bit better if maybe my computer was just a tiny bit better. But as someone mentioned earlier, this is a 15-year-old game, and you're telling me that my computer can't run a 15-year-old game? What? It shouldn't be, but it is. Okay, rather than getting distracted by shiny things, we're gonna head straight for this new town. I assume that we're supposed to be able to beat this by now. Your hero will have to conquer his first town. You may give an order to attack by setting the town gate as the hero's destination. So right there. Strongbow, haven, owned by neutral player. Lots of peasants and a few archers. Town level, ? Income, ? Fortifications, who knows? Let's find out. Are we fighting? Not enough movement points? Oh, okay. That's fine. That's fine. Zinspan said, didn't know Discord filtered that. Anyway, just wrote LOL. LOL is filtered? That's weird. Huh. As a response to you expecting a longer cutscene. Gotcha. Yeah, weird that that's chat restricted. I guess that they don't want you to spam it. I don't know. I didn't manually add LOL as a... No. We don't laugh around here. We're serious. We are serious Heroes of Might and Magic players. Nothing like that. Don't worry. It's been only 1 or 2 times when I had like chat up where I could also take a look at it and moderate it while I'm working and while I'm playing this. There's only been 1 or 2 times that someone's ever said anything that the auto moderator ever tried to get. And sometimes it'll say, hey, do you want to release this message to chat? And it was always something innocuous, something that was just kind of silly. So Zens, I'm sure that you're not out there causing hate and discontent. I've always known you to be a very upstanding type of person. So yeah, no worries. No worries. I'm sure it was nothing. We're going to wait on the archers, let these footmen get a little bit closer. Stabby, stab, stab. And then hopefully these footmen are going to go down in just 1 second. I like that I can get around myself. I'm not really blocking myself off, if you notice. Like, this looks like with some terrain that this little square would be really easy to get stuck behind. I wonder if I have troops here, and troops here, plus this terrain, if I'm just stuck or if I can just like slide through units. I'm guessing you can't slide through units. I'm guessing that there is some amount of passability that does matter. It is a strategy game after all. That just adds to the strategy. Anyway, well, we didn't see any castle walls or anything major. This was, I assume, just a little town, but we've now defeated the enemy, 711 experience, and we have a new objective here. So we've captured Strongbow within a week, good, and we need to assemble 100 archers, and Isabel must survive. So let's go, it looks like, into our first town ever and see what we have here. Oh. Oh. A first town has been seized by your hero. Here you can raise buildings that perform various functions. To raise a new building, press the build button. Remember that some advanced buildings can only be erected after you have already built others, so there are prerequisites. This is beautiful. Oh, and I can adjust it myself. So there's like an auto camera, or I can do this for myself. That is beautiful. Oh, I like that. And so it looks like we can move our forces from the garrison into the hero here. We got a couple of features here. What's this one? Tavern. We don't have a tavern, so we can't do anything there. Buy artifacts. So maybe there's like an artifact merchant. A shipyard. Raise troops. Training ground. Okay. Marketplace. Mage guild. And blacksmith to buy war machines. Interesting. Okay, and so on the right hand side I've got town info. What if I click this? Strongbow is a level 1 town for the havens. Fortifications, none, but we get 500 gold today. Okay, and there's a nifty little biography that I'm not going to read, but I'm sure that it's a lovely place, and I'm sure that somebody's worked very, very hard on that little biography. I like that. Okay, and then build town structures and we can leave. Let's see what we can build. Right now it looks like there is a village hall. Increases the gold per day. And then there is a blacksmith, provides you with ballistas. Building cannot be built. Required level 0. We've got 5 wood, we've got 1,000 gold. What's the reason that we can't purchase this? Oh, maybe we can. Oh, we can buy this building. For some reason I thought that we couldn't. And then we could also build peasant huts. This is basically our first level dwelling. Interesting. I think that we're gonna go with a good economic start. Oh wait, can I not build this? Oh, it's already built. It's blue, so it's already buildable. So then you have the next section here for green. I wonder if there's like... I want to know how I can see what other buildings these are going to unlock. That'd be really nice to see. Maybe somebody can let me know if there's a better choice here, and maybe if there's a way that I can see what these buildings are a prerequisite to in the future, because planning is the first step to succeeding. So any help there is appreciated. And then let's see. Zenz was, as a response to you expecting the long cutscene. Yep, that was what the LOL was. Kaiser says 19, actually. Oh, it's 19 years old. You're telling me that 2006 was 19 years ago? 19 years ago. My goodness. Okay, so this game is like 20 years old. Golly, I think of 20-year-old games, and you know what I think of? I think of Sonic the Hedgehog, which, by the way, I've got my kid playing now. Yeah, 20-year-old games, I think of like Sonic the Hedgehog, and Sonic the Hedgehog is probably like 30 years old by now. Maybe more. Oh, jeez, my goodness. Where has the time gone? Zensmin also says, I think you could try to up the resolution when you look into changing the graphics. The stream video has some compression artifacts whenever you rotate the camera. Okay, gotcha. It didn't filter it, but it was the equivalent that I obviously can't right here. Oh, gotcha. No worries. Probably like LMFAO or something like that. Or something different. Who knows? Okay, Rice Twin says, by the way, loving the drive-by hero attacks. Yeah, I really do like that. I think that's really cool that the hero does get to engage in combat like that. Seems, I don't know, it seems like a good way of getting some free damage off. And then Bambi says, units can move diagonally. So we had talked about how troops can kind of get through. And so maybe stopping, you know, kind of building like a shield wall of low-level units might be a little bit more difficult. Keeping your archers alive might be a little bit more difficult than I originally thought. So good to know there. And then town screens are half the reason why anyone still cares about the game. I mean, that town screen was beautiful. Beautiful. I loved that. Gorgeous. Huge plus in my book. I like to look at beautiful things. Am I wrong for doing that? And then the Kaiser says, yep, town screens are amazing. I think my favorite is Dungeon. I'm looking forward to that. Zinspan says, click the scroll down in the right corner. Oh, why isn't this always... Okay, switch to simple view, switch to full view. Yeah, I think I just want... I mean, this is going to be good to go back and forth between a couple times, but do I want the barracks? Barracks requires the footmen, or barracks requires the blacksmith. Farms boost peasant growth. So really, I want the blacksmith, I think. Village hall is going to be level 3 town. Maybe you get levels by building buildings. Let's do this. I think I just double clicked and I think I just purchased this. Now I'm a level 2 town. Okay, great. And so then once I build another building like this peasant hovel, then I could get up to my town hall. Good to know. Beautiful. Lovely. Okay. Is there an easy way to tell if I've already built a building here? I'm guessing that this is my hero and this is my town or my castle. And I'm guessing that this in the bottom right indicates that I have built for the day. That's what I'm guessing. Let me know if I'm wrong. And then we are here in the bottom right of the map. We're just going to pick up some of these free resources I see. They just look to be something to help get you started as you're going through the scenario. Looks like if we go around the trees here, we're going to go into some pixies. Lots of pixies. It's weird that there's lots, but the indication is that they're very low on the threat level. They must be like a low tier creature. Maybe like a level 1 creature for the sorceresses. Neutral. I guess it doesn't really tell me who their faction is. Oh, but these creatures want to join. So they want to join for 1,800 gold, nearly 1,900 gold. I'm going to accept that. We do have the diplomacy. This is going to be useful. And I'm excited to see who these peasants or these pixies are. I'm excited to see that. Plus, that means I'm not going to have to fight them. Pick up my ore mine. Ah, works out okay for me. Okay, so far, folks, what do we like? We like the graphics. We like how fairly intuitive everything is. I kind of miss having my big bars on the right-hand side. Like, I'm just used to having bars with castles and heroes and such. This will work. I don't know how I'm going to feel about this later, but for now, that works fine. The minimap seems functional. It feels a little bit squirrely trying to right-click on things on the adventure map to kind of know what they are. So readability is a little bit lower. I am still worried that I'm going to accidentally miss something, but so far, terrain looks like terrain, and then actual things I can interact with look like something I can interact with. So, you know, pretty okay, as we see that we can build stuff in every town. Combat feels pretty good, I think. I don't know what the balance is like. I don't know if maybe there is no balance. Who can say? I don't know. As we add a mine that's going to add some resources every day. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I like that. That's nifty. That's nifty. You know what this feels like? I just realized? Heroes 5 feels like it's all about the story and the adventure, which, let's be clear, I really love tactics. When it comes down to Heroes games, like, tactics are what keeps me coming back. The strategy aspect is what keeps me coming back, but the story is what got me interested in the first place. It's part of the reason why Heroes 4 has such a very special place in my heart. It's all about the story elements.
The archers see things my way.
These graphics and such, this helps the story come to life. I feel like I'm engaged in this world. Archers see things my way. Ashwood rejects the rule of the true king. I've got to do some damage and make some nifty stuff happen. Okay. So we got to capture Ashwood. Ashwood is a new town somewhere that we have to demolish. We'll get them, no worries. At the beginning of every week, there's a new supply of creatures in the towns and buildings. This is the first time for you to reinforce your army. Oh, good. Oh, I think I forgot to build yesterday. In towns, you can hire new troops. Hiring troops becomes possible when you erect certain buildings. What's this? Blacksmith? Oh, that's right. That was the first thing I built. And now we're going to build... This needs level 3, so now we're going to build the peasant hovel. Okay. Hire creatures. I can hire creatures. Might as well buy them. Peasants, sure, why not? We got 2,600 gold left. Every unit recruited in towns remain in the garrison. If you want to move the recruited unit to the army of the visiting hero, drag the unit from the garrison into the army. We've seen that already. And so we've hired, we've built, on to a new day. Okay, interesting. And then let's see. If you can build, there's a yellow hammer. Yeah, and so red building means we've already done it. Yellow hammer, or the hammer, we've seen that. So perfect. Okay. Yeah, red house. Vammy says, by the way, sorceresses, Kappa. So, are you telling me that these are not the sorceresses? It's a pixie, right? It's a pixie. That's totally a sorceress. I can't believe it's anything else, to be honest. But yeah, okay, so we got the pixies here now. AKA the level 1 creature for the sorceresses. Until I'm told otherwise, that's what I'm going to believe. And yeah, I like the way our army is getting diversified. Hopefully, let's see how the pixies do in this battle against these zombies, this horde up here. Zinspan says there's also a camera mode you can switch to in the in-game settings, non-dynamic or something. Okay, for now, as you've already mentioned, we're going to see what changes we need to make. When I'm off camera, I'm going to just fiddle with this until it feels comfortable to me. For Heroes 2, at least, I've tried recently to play the game in a way that is not my favorite. The resolution's a little bit better. It's a little bit more readable for all of the viewers. If I'm in, what is it, like 960 by 800 times 2, whatever that resolution is, the one I'm thinking about, it just looks better. It feels better for anybody that's trying to observe. I think that for Heroes 5, until I get comfortable with it, I just need it to be whatever makes the most sense for me at the time. So other games I'm more familiar with, I'm happy to make sure that it looks ideal for you, the viewer, but You're right, Zens. I'm gonna check out dynamic camera mode. I'm gonna check out all of the different ways I can maybe modify this. Just whatever makes the most sense for me. I think I'm gonna do that at first, and then over time we're gonna make some changes. For example, one of the changes that people often really request when I play Heroes 3 is they're like, dude, why is the attack animation so slow? Hey man, I like the attack animation to be so slow. But in the future, maybe I'll make a change there. Okay, let me see these sprites. Excuse me, pixies. Oh, and look. Oh, look. Vammy, you're right. They are not sorceresses. They are Sylvan. My apologies. Sylvan. So Sylvan's one of the towns. So we got knights in Sylvan, okay? Guardian spirits of the giant trees that host the Sylvan cities. They live in the branches. Tend to them, exchange them, okay? Swift attacks can hit more than one creature, and their small size and speed makes retaliation possible. So there's no enemy retaliation. They're a living creature. They're a flyer, and they have a spray attack. And they have expert leadership with them. Okay. So with that being said, I think that if there's no retaliation, we might as well just attack with them. They just bopped them. I don't know how many they just killed. The pixies just killed 2 zombies. I'm guessing that they're very, very fragile, so we're going to try and keep them alive as much as possible. My poor peasants are just taking a little bit of a beating there. So be it. I think that these zombies can actually get into the peasants. I'd like to keep the peasants alive, so let's put the footmen in a spot where maybe they can tank the damage. Nope, the enemies want the peasants. So mini peasants are maybe valuable, maybe more valuable than I thought. Oh, look, I think that if I was to attack here, you could see who's going to get attacked. They're highlighted. Am I going to get a double creature attack off here? Yeah, okay. I like these sprites, these pixies. I like them. Yeah, if you can kill 2 units at a time, I'm having a real nice time. I am going to try to move the swordsmen, my highly defensive creatures, I'm going to try to move them up. These guys are out of range. Let's attack the big stack, go from 11 down to 6. And let's hope that the peasants can stay alive as long as possible. Interesting. I'm learning a lot here. This is fun. And then Zensman says, yes, I'm impartial to those settings, just informing you that they exist. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Again, I'm looking for as much help as possible, so I appreciate all of the help from everyone. Thank you. Thank you very much. I know that we're still in the tutorial, as it were, but I'm doing okay. We're surviving, right? We're making it. We're getting through. And maybe that's one of the strengths of the Heroes of Might and Magic genre as a whole, is that while there's always going to be differences from game to game, that there's also like a lot of similarities. So if you're good at one, I'm wondering if it's true that you're good at the other ones. I feel like I'm definitely worse at Heroes 3 than I am at Heroes 2, for example. I feel like I'm definitely out of practice when it comes to Heroes 4, but I can at least get through the campaign, right? So I just wonder, I don't know, I wonder if that's a bug or a feature. You guys let me know. 18 peasants, 6 of the pixies, 1 of the footmen lost, but we did kill, looks like 45 zombies. I didn't even realize that these were plague zombies, so the unupgraded and the upgraded version. Interesting. But we got 795 experience and a new level, +1 attack skill, basic defense, decreases damage dealt by 10. Benediction, receives special combat ability to temporarily raise the morale, initiative, and attack and defense from the troops. And then there's Retaliation Strike. Special combat ability to guard any selected creature in his army until the end of combat by inflicting direct damage to every enemy melee unit that is attacking this guarded creature. What? What? That sounds interesting, so I'm just going to take it. We're just going to go with that. Okay. Hopefully I don't pick up new things and then never use them because I don't know how to use them. Another battle. Vammy says, once you get past the F-Heroes 2 AI, you should have a pretty good time in most strategy games. I hope that Zen's heard that, because I think that's probably very, very true. And I'm sure that as one of the F-Heroes 2 team members, I'm sure that they are very happy to hear that. I'm sure that they're very happy to know that they've made a very good AI. To use the hero special abilities in combat, click on the cast spell button and then select the ability you want from the spell book. So we just picked up a spell? Okay. Guards the selected creature by the hero against any melee damage. So just the Footmen? Can I do it on the Footmen? And then the Footmen are just going to be stone-skinned, basically? Let me right-click on them. Do they have... Hold on. Let's see. Defense is 14. That feels like it's higher. The hit points. It looks like a lot of these things are modified at this juncture. But it doesn't tell me how high it is. But that's permanent for the rest of the game. That's cool. And that actually is interesting because then you have to choose between doing damage with your hero and buffing your own forces, which I really like the idea of that. What is that? I can use Retaliation Strike again? It's permanent though. What if I just do the damage? And then Rice Ruin says, are we playing Heroes 2 after this or just 5 today? Just 5 today. This is going to be a little bit of a shorter stream. The two previous streams were about 5 hours each. And I got to tell you, man, I need to get a real good night's sleep if I'm going to be doing more than 3 hours of Heroes at a time. And I think that unfortunately that's partially just because of the way I play the game. Like I'm pretty thorough in the way I play, and that takes a little bit of brain power. Maybe I shouldn't be so thorough. Maybe I should just like keep the wheels rolling and be faster and just kind of get through it. But hey, there's only so many different ways that you can play a game, and if there's another way to play a Heroes game other than being thorough, then I don't know what it is. So we'll see. We'll see. Uh-oh. All I've wanted to do for the last couple of days is play Heroes of Might and Magic 5. Is that bad? Is that bad? Am I a bad person? Is something bad happening to me that I want to play this game some more? I hope not. I hope this isn't the start of a new addiction. If that's how addiction starts, then this is going to be a little bit of an issue for me. Maybe not for you if you like Heroes 5, but this might be an issue for me. Where will I find the time if I have one more new game that I can't wait to play? And so, let's take a quick look at this. We are right where we started off. We just saved off, and here we are. So, no sense in doing anything else. We've got just a basic little bit of movement points. Worth noting that I've made a few changes. I do want to have my camera be static. This is the original kind of Heroes sort of camera, the top-down version. As fun as it is to play with that back and forth, I think it's going to cause me more issues, and especially it'll cause other people more issues for readability of the game. So we're going to find our way to go through this scenario just kind of from this top-down version. I'm going to pick up these peasants, of course. And I wonder if these fields change over time. I specifically left on the eye candy sort of feature, and so I see these chickens fighting. Again, another thing that I have to say that I do love when it comes down to Heroes 5. This just feels wonderful. I'm going to pick up these archers, 600 gold. I will pay whatever price is necessary to pick these fine gentlemen up into my army. By the way, in case you're wondering, 41 archers, that feels like a lot, especially when you have the pixies that are backing them up. That just feels like we can take on pretty much any force. Looks like a pile of gems. I thought that that was crystal initially. Is there something to go through over here? Tattered flag. Looks like there's some other dwellings we can purchase or we can grab troops from. So I would actually like to sort of continue on in this direction along this cobbled road. I don't know how well cobbled road actually helps my movement points, but I'm guessing that the road, you just travel further on the road. That just makes sense, right? So I'm going to operate under that belief that that is a real true thing, and we're just going to travel up the road. We do need to make some purchases here, and with this kind of simple version versus this more complex version, I can see the value in the simple version. We're going to go with the simple version for now. We have the blacksmith. We've got all of these. We're looking at the upgraded town hall. I wish that there was a simpler way for me to tell what has been built or what's not been built. Upgrade level limit for this building in this town has been reached, meaning that I've purchased these peasants. I have a blacksmith. Yeah, and so I wish that there was an easier way. This is like a light blue tinge. This is like light blue. It's all light blue, except for this one thing I can't actually purchase yet because there's not enough resources. So anyway, and I think I pay for this right here. If I double click, I think I build it. Okay. We're going to work on our economy, get off to a better economic start. I wonder how I purchase other heroes. This here is training grounds, not built. Mage Guild, Marketplace, Tavern, hire heroes. That's going to be one of my main goals. I'm absolutely positive of it. If this is the tutorial campaign and you're only meant to have one hero, like, okay, like, all right, but I think we can do just a little bit better than that. I think I can manage at least 2 heroes at one time. Maybe not 3. Maybe 3 is asking a little bit much of Phixfox as he gets his legs under him. But for now, I would like to purchase a second hero if I could. All right. Lots of archers. I'm amazed that lots of archers are actually low danger. So I don't think I can trust this danger modification here, like this danger indicator, because they're going to be ranged creatures. They're going to do some damage. The onus is going to be on you to get down the battlefield quickly. I think it's strange that the enemies want to flee, because I think that they could do a serious amount of damage. 39 of these forces. Is it worth it to fight? I think not, because I think that the damage we're going to take is a little too much. So let's let them run. And what was that? 234. Was that experience? That's got to be experience, right? We're at 5,870. Yeah, so that had to have been experience. I didn't realize that you would get experience for letting people run. That just seems a little strange to me. That seems unintuitive. It's like getting something for free for doing nothing. There exists artifacts that affect morale. High morale. Finally, somebody's telling me what morale does. High morale gives units a chance to have more frequent combat turns than usual. Okay, so it does work as far as additional rounds in combat, but it looks like you get more chances, more opportunities, but that doesn't mean that you're going to go once and then go again. So they've kind of balanced the way that morale works a little bit. I really like that, because then you're not just hoping for the best. Otherwise, in the previous iterations of Heroes Might Magic, good morale feels a little bit broken, which I don't mind. It's the only thing I've ever known, but I think that this is a unique take on morale. Low morale is a menace because of the probability of a unit failing to follow an order. Yeah, you're telling me, buddy. So that is +1 morale there. These are some peasants. I wonder if they're going to want to run. I'm guessing that they will want to run. We're going to fight them. And I'm still looking to see if I can find the auto combat here. We have tactics mode. I see no reason why we ought not to manually adjust. Auto place creatures. Apparently this is ideal. Oh, do I have to click auto combat at the start of battle? Like you can't just go into battle midway through? Is that how that works? Because I think I've tried to do auto combat for other fights. Yeah, I think I've tried to do auto combat for other fights and it just hasn't worked out. Like midway through, it won't let me turn it on. Maybe I can turn it off midway through. Maybe that was like a one-time thing. Maybe I'm misunderstanding what was going on there. Tough to say. I don't know. Okay, we are back, by the way. Pixies, Peasant Hut. It looks like in this week, 22 of 22 creatures left. So I wonder if these creatures are going to, if I don't pick them up this week, I wonder if there's going to be 44 next week. It boosts peasant growth throughout the owner's empire. Peasants may be recruited at this building, so we might as well go grab them. But I'm guessing it works as a dwelling would in, say, Heroes Might Magic 3, where any neutral dwellings out on the map that you are able to take in, that they will actually help you increase, in this case, our peasant growth and our peasant cabins. Let's pick up these archers at the archer tower. I'm sure that these creatures are going to stay over from turn to turn. Okay, this is purchase. That's by selected building. Okay, spacebar. Spacebar is pretty important. I feel like I need spacebar for a lot more things. We're gonna get up to speed on the hotkeys and quick commands. We're gonna get there. It's just gonna take us a minute, but we will get there. Okay, not a whole ton going on here, but once again, Archer Tower's there and there's 12. Is it worth it for me to go all the way out of my way? It feels like not. It feels like it's a long ways away. Where do I see what day it is? Where do I see what day it is? Northeast, west, south. Yeah, but what day is it? Cast spell. Scenario information? Is this going to tell me what I'm looking for? This is my mission log. Oh, cool. Here's your kingdom overview. That's actually really nice. And so I can hire and I can build straight out of here. I don't think I'm going to at this point, but it looks like at some point I can get something akin to a resource wagon. Yeah, so we can generate gold and resources from the town at some point. Okay, I'm for that. I'm not going to hire these, but I will try and build. What can I build here? Looking for the farms. Okay, we're up to a level 6 town. I'm guessing that next turn there's going to be more to do there. Wait, but that's not reflected. right here. There's still the green building there. Did I not build it? Oops. It says I've already built. There was like the little check mark. It's just not reflected there. I thought that that had to be red. I don't know. Okay, whatever. We're going to move on to the next thing. If we miss a day of building, I'm sure it's going to be fine. We're going to have these peasants join. We're going to go see if these pixies are going to want to join us, actually. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. Yeah, no, I don't think I actually built anything. We can save the current game by pressing F6. Well, why didn't you say so? Let's just do that right now. And we're going to save off as Phixfox. We're going to keep going, of course. But let's fight these pixies. This time they want to fight. And I'm not going to auto move my troops. I'm going to keep pixies here, archers here. I'm going to try and just have a little surround on my archers as we start into battle here. This might be a mistake because pixies do 3 hexes worth of damage. Like, they can damage lots of my creatures all at once. Then again, we're close enough. I think we can just do damage. So, 21 pixies against 2 or 5. Not a problem. Let's kill the second closest group. 8 go down. And I could cast... Oh, and I found out this Retaliation strike, we guard a creature. And so, at this point, it's probably not worth it because we're only going to get 1 or 2 bits of damage off. But I'm gonna cast it because I just like to see it. Footmen, I think, are going to survive if 8 pixies strike them. So we're going to defend on the peasants. Stay alive there. Yeah. And now let's attack, actually, with our main hero, with Isabel. She's killing 3 at a time. That's not too bad. I think we just lost, what, 1 peasant there? Not too bad. Nice little sword slash from the archers. Nifty little animations. I don't hate that at all. Oh, we didn't even lose anybody. 184 experience. Aha, so that is experience. So it is reflected visually as you're going through it, which is kind of nice. Ooh, Crystal of Revelation. Adds +1 knowledge per hero. That seems worth my time. Let's go out of our way for that. Tactics mode, yet again. Skeletons shouldn't be a problem. We're going to defend on the pixies. We're going to attack with our dear friend Isabel. And it looks like most creatures are getting down the battlefield in 2 turns. At least that's what it feels like. I could be wrong, but seems like it's not too much time. And troops do a pretty good job of just being effective. Walking where they need to walk. Killing where they need to kill. And it looks like, in this case, the skeletons actually chose to stay together, which I kind of like. Like, I think that that's just a good AI decision. We haven't really gotten to know this AI at all. But if I'm going to play this game for a while, which, I'm kind of liking it, then it's going to feel pretty important to me to get to know the AI so I can kind of know what to expect out of it. So I'm going to keep a good weather eye out on what do ground-based enemy troops do, what are the ranged creatures doing, what are the flying creatures doing. If we come upon an enemy hero, what kind of spells are they casting? Those things are going to be kind of important to me. Isabel, by the way, is a level 6 knight. She's got skill improvement. We could do basic light magic, but she's like a knight. I wonder if there's knights and clerics for the knight faction. I assume that we are called the Knight faction. Maybe we're called something else. I erroneously called the Sylvans the sorceresses, and that was incorrect. So maybe we're going to avoid light magic for now. Logistics is always good. Divine Guidance. The Knight receives the special combat ability to encourage his troops on the battlefield, making their turns come faster. Very interesting. I like that idea. But then recruitment increases weekly growth of 1st, 2nd, and 3rd level creatures by 3, 2, and 1 respectively. Hero must be stationed within the friendly town on the last day of the week for the effect to take place. Unfortunately, recruitment is not the play. It's going to be basic logistics, or rather advanced logistics. I see no reason why that ought not to be my primary goal. I just love logistics. Cannot go wrong with it. And we're back up to building farms. We already built that. I've got 1,000 gold, right? Is there any reason I can't? Oh, building's already been built. And basically everything's already been built then. Wait a second, but this can be upgraded. Upgrade level limit for this building in this town has been reached. Required level 3. An upgrade of the tower turns these troops into marksmen. Can you upgrade the peasants? Upgrade level for this has been reached. The peasant cabins allow you to recruit conscripts. So let's actually see if we can build this. Oh, I've already got it. Upgrade level limit for this building in this town has been reached. Are you telling me, hold on, are you telling me that you can't build everything? Is this a case where I had the opportunity to get the peasant cabins, but I missed it because I'm the wrong level now? My town is too advanced, and so I can't get it? And so forever, this town is only going to spit out peasants? Is that my understanding? Because we got peasants, we got archers, and if I go back to build, upgrade level limit for this building in this town has been reached. So I decided to go for economy by getting the town hall rather than get the marksman's tower, and now I'm stuck with archers instead of marksmen. I think that that's what just happened, and if that's the case, that is incredibly interesting. Huh. Well, I don't like that. And now, but now I'm looking at this, I'm saying, look, I'm town level 6, but I missed out on my footmen. I don't get the barracks. It seems like a bad, that doesn't seem good at all. Is there anything else I can build in this town? I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. I might have to do a little bit of research just to make sure that I am seeing this correctly. This would be a good time for me to have chat help make sure that I don't do something dumb here. So for now, I'm just going to operate out under the assumption that I can't actually build anything else, which is a huge departure. Heroes 4, of course, you had to make a choice between going for one of 2 options in every single town. For example, the barbarians, you had to choose between something like harpies versus nomads, and you only got that specific troop type moving forward. If you have to do that with just your simple building, then we have like a civilization level of depth to this game that I was not expecting. Okay, civilization depth is a little bit overkill. My apologies, that's incorrect. That's a little too much. And yet, you kind of see what I mean. Like there's an additional level of depth that I might not have anticipated. Very interesting. Huh. Okay, well in that case, we're just going to defend on all the rest of these folks. We're going to let these slow walkers, who are you? Plague zombies, we're just going to let them continue on their way. Killing 3 to 6 every time our archers get a shot off. Wow, we killed 8 that time. That's a little bit of a surprise. Defending on the pixies. Doing some damage with Isabel. And I'm really relying pretty heavily on this turn order bar here at the bottom. That's helping me really kind of keep track of where I'm at in the turn order. Look at this. The more times you defend, are you more likely to get to go first a couple times? It looks like it's true. So if I defend again, in this case, they didn't pop up. We were already pretty well saturated in our ability to go. But where are these footmen going to pop up now? Are they going to pop up? I don't really know. That's an interesting question. Anyway, we're still waiting for these gentlemen to make their slow trek down the way. Yeah, but you see now the peasants all of a sudden moved in a interesting way. That must be good morale happening. Yeah, so you're getting good morale even though you're defending. That's very interesting, actually. And I think I like that. I really do think that I like that as a game design choice. It's always felt bad when you maybe skip your turn, because skipping your turn means you might not have the opportunity for good morale where you otherwise might have. And so simply skipping, simply defending, it's a choice, but it's nice if you can still get some good morale, even though you're not having to put yourself in any kind of danger. I don't know if these footmen, by the way, are going to do good damage or if they're going to get hurt too bad. I can't right click. Why can't I right click? There we go. Let's see. Hit points, 19 left. We might have just avoided damage. I don't think we lost a single one there. But I didn't see the retaliation, which was kind of strange. By the way, Undead, Weakening Strike. So the Weakening Strike, we've already seen that, and that's that indication where the more times they hit us, it's going to be like the Disrupting Ray. That's the way that Zens put it. And that works pretty well for me. Due to all these times we've defended, and due to all of these times that we've been able to like wait our turn, it looks like we just were able to completely overwhelm a stack of what, 50 plus of these plague zombies. That's really interesting the way that that turn order works. And that really just adds to the reason why you want a whole stack of these archers in your army, so that way the enemy has to come to you rather than go to them. I know that that's true in every iteration of Heroes of Might and Magic, but That felt very well full on display in this game. And that feels good to me. By the way, I just love that. Seeing the ore get mined and drop into the little bucket there, that makes me happy for a reason and in ways I can't quite say. Oh, look, I almost stepped right by this. That would have been a mistake. That's also a pile of ore. And in just a moment, I'm going to have to check to see if I can stop my hero after I've given them some orders. I mentioned in the previous day that I often will move forward with my heroes, and then I'll stop midway through because I will rethink my decision as I see something new and something interesting. So, yep, that's what it is. That's what it is. Oh, the world of Ashan has 3 moons, and their relative positions can cause unique effects. For example, during the week of the angel, the creation of angels and archangels is increased. I like that. That's a fairly reasonable mechanic that we've seen before. Okay, let me hit space. Okay, so I did stop short, but not very short. It's a little bit unresponsive. Once I hit go, my hero just kind of wants to go. So, a little sad at that, but okay. And then let me go back here a little bit. We already went there. I wanted to see, yeah, 24 of 12 creatures left, so the archers will accrue from week to week to week. You don't have to get them every week. I can get 24 next time I see them, and it may be even longer until I'm able to come back. Oh, what are you? A scout. Neutral creature, a horde. Is this the equivalent to the rogues? I'm going to assume so. I'm going to check in my town real quick just to see if there's any building opportunities that I might have missed. I think that this is it. How do I increase my ability to build more buildings? Maybe I'm just not able to because it's the campaign. I'm going to assume that this is just because it's the campaign. Town info. Level 6, Haven, fortifications none, 1,000 gold a day, founded in an area full of field, brush, and forest. Strongbow has been popular with hunters ever since it was a tiny hamlet. Now, by rights considered the archer's capital, it is the ideal place to get weapons, supplies, advice, guides, and quality taxidermy. Is it bad to want to taxidermy some of these scouts? Is that a little dark? Is that a little dark? I think so. I don't actually need an answer to that question. I think I already know the answer to that question. Okay, so if I just mouse over these gentlemen, is it going to tell me? Okay. It looks like rather than try and mouse over here, it's best to just mouse over on this board here. So we have assassins, which are the upgraded versions of the scouts. A little bit of defense, a little bit of attack, 14 hit points, not too bad. 5 speed, I guess 5 speed's not too bad. Half range. Oh, so they are a shooter. Maybe they have to get closer so that way they can actually do some damage, but they're poisonous. No melee penalty, poisonous, and they have a big range penalty. What about these guys? Shooter, no melee penalty, range penalty. So I don't know if I need to go towards them or if I need them to get closer. I'm going to assume that they're going to want to get to like here, and then we'll go and get them. So let's just wait and see what they do. Never mind. They're just doing damage. Oof. And I think that we've just determined... Oof. Oof. I think we've just determined that you can't hide your ranged creatures behind other troops like you can in Heroes 4. So, Phixfox has learned something. What if I cast this Retaliation Strike? Is it just melee damage? Yeah, melee damage. So it's not actually going to be effective here. I might as well go in and do some serious damage in this way. Okay, and then Footmen, let's have you sally forth. Run, run, run. As fast as you can. Same with the pixies. But now we're going to take a whole ton of damage. I'm assuming, yeah, here, because they're not wanting to do half damage to the archers. No, they're still doing half damage to the archers. Interesting. Huh. This big stack of these scouts are about to get really hit. I'm actually going to attack this bottom stack. It's going to take a while for peasants and other creatures to get there. Even though this top stack hadn't taken their turn yet, that felt like the thing to do. We did just take poison damage. I think it just did 13 damage. That killed like 3 or 4 pixies. It's not very good. Let's start working on these upgraded flyers. Let's hope that the peasantry can get there fairly soon. Still focusing on this bottom stack. It's going to be harder to get footmen and peasants there. Ooh. Dang, we're taking some damage. These pixies, I'm very happy we had them. but I don't know how much longer they're going to last for. Is there a way to get this poison damage off me? I mean, that just killed, what, 2 archers? Yeah, 7 hit points each. So 20 points of poison damage actually does a bunch of damage. That hurts. Let's see if we can kill this full stack. We killed a couple. Kill up to 6. The pixies took their turn, and then they immediately got walloped. They just immediately died. Okay, so footmen are going to stay steady here. The peasantry are going to force their way towards the big stack of the assassins. 36 of the archers, actually. Will they help? Yeah, these 11 are about to go. So let's help the peasantry out. Hopefully 103 peasants can actually kill a full stack there. Let's see, footmen first. And they got their bash attack off, I think. It's a little bit tough for me to tell what the animations are when I'm just not able to recognize it on sight. But I think that they got their special ability off there. And then we just won the combat. I'm gonna save the replay on this. What were the special abilities? Because my spacebar doesn't work. And then I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna see if those special abilities, if I was reading that correctly. It's pretty interesting to me to know if, hey, by the way, you actually recognized a shield bash when you saw one. So, ooh, very interesting. So we now have a new basic skill available to us. So this would be basic war machines. First aid, ballista, catapult. Makes war machines more effective overall. Increases attack, defense, and damage of the ballista. Increases the catapult's damage and grants it 30% chance to hit. I assume that that's 30% increased chance to hit. No idea. And then the first aid tent receives increased healing power. Oh, and there's an ammo cart that gains the ability to increase attack of ranged units in the hero's army by 1. Interesting choice with the ammo cart. Pathfinding does exactly what you think it would do. And then this divine guidance. Special combat ability to encourage troops on the battlefield, making their turns come faster. I'm actually going to go with this divine guidance more than the war machines. That feels like that could be useful for me. So we're gonna go with that for now. Gold, ore, more gold, more ore. Now we cannot walk through this. This is just bad terrain. Impassable water features. I don't see anything over here. So let's go on to a new day. We may have to start working on coming back this direction. There's tons of troops we can pick up, and we actually took a little bit of a beating in that previous fight. I prefer not to take nearly so many losses in the future. In fact, whereas before this horde of zombies was probably not too big of a deal, they're now probably a little bit more difficult because we lost like 20 archers or something crazy. We're still going to fight this fight, don't get me wrong. At this point, we're limit testing. At this point, if I lose, that doesn't actually hurt my feelings. It really doesn't. If we lose, you know what? I did my best. I tried. So, Divine Guidance. I'm going to cast this Divine Guidance on the archers because the archers want to go again and again and again and again. They never want to stop. So I'm just going to try and get these archers' turns much more quickly. And in fact, we can see it. Yeah, they're going to get to go basically 2 times for every 1 time that these plague zombies get to go. What a cool special ability. What a cool spell. I like that a lot. Not to mention, you're just increasing your possibility of getting good morale on top of all that, I believe. I'm not going to cast it on anybody else. Let's just go do some damage. I don't know if those hero abilities, I don't know if there's a limited number of times I can use them. I'm guessing that there has to be some kind of mechanic that makes it less likely for you to abuse it. But I just haven't seen what it is quite yet. Looks like these plague zombies are going to get to attack us pretty quick. We have 101 of these peasants. We're going to take a retaliation here. We do. 24 go down. Oof. I mean, we all knew that peasants are kind of weak. I probably should have waited on the peasants, let the footmen get in there and taken that retaliation, and then the peasants could have gone again. Bit of an error there, but still really nice to see the peasants getting the good morale and getting to follow up that initial attack yet again. So I don't think I can be too sad about that. These footmen, I take it, are not very offensively geared, but they do a good job of standing in the way and doing some damage. So I got no regrets about that. Peasants, archers, and that's going to be the end of that combat. Not too bad. Okay, again, I don't know if I'm fighting these fights well or if I'm fighting these fights poorly. That's maybe the biggest issue whenever you're playing a new game for the first time, is you just don't know. Maybe it's good, maybe it's not. I don't know where I'm at, how well I'm doing, or how bad I'm doing, but I think we'll figure it out. We have found a treasure chest. Is this the first treasure chest we found? I think this is actually the very first one. We can choose the 2,000 gold or the 1,500 experience. I don't really know what we have to spend gold on if our main town only goes up to peasants and archers. I'm gonna take the experience. And is there a way to check my heroes? I assume that you can only take on so many skills and so many abilities. And so I have to be kind of choosy, I think. I imagine so anyway. And that really changes my opinion on whether or not I ought to go for luck, which can eventually lead me to resourcefulness, or whether I should go for recruitment, which is, it looks like it's only available because I've got the expert leadership. Expert logistics is so good. We're going to avoid the navigation because, of course, I don't think we're getting into a boat anytime soon. Let's go for this recruitment. No, we're not ever going to spend time at home. Let's go for the logistics and let's just go from there. That sounds pretty good to me. This is all impassable terrain. I do have a little bit of an issue trying to figure out what is passable and what is impassable terrain. Oh, nope. Right there, you see, I wanted to stop and go back because I realized my mistake. It was too late. It's too late. And now I'm sad. Okay, we're going to go get it. We got the logistics just for this exact reason, and that gives us 1,000 gold. I can't imagine that that won't be useful in some way, shape, or form. Folks, we have a new friend. Actually, this is a very familiar friend, I believe. A mercenary camp, which adds +1 attack to our hero. I like mercenaries. I like mercenary camps. I'm a little bit sad that there's nothing to read there, though. I know that Heroes 5 was developed by a studio out of Russia. I wonder if they specifically made Heroes 5 so that you would not have to read a whole lot, so that way it could be playable regardless of what language you spoke. But not having a little bit of flavor text there actually does make me a tiny bit sad, I must say. But that is a friendly face that we have seen time and time again. So happy to see that we have the mercenary camp here. Unlike this Crystal of Revelation, which gave us +1 knowledge, that is very different from, let's call it knowledge gardens, gardens of revelation from Heroes 3 and so on. So a little bit of a difference there, but happy to see that the mercenary camp has survived. There's a garden of the wee folk. Provide some gems or gold once per week. This is just my personal feelings on this, but the Heroes of Might and Magic 2 was the first time that you saw this kind of leprechaun garden where you got the choice between gems or gold. I truly believe that the reason why we have this adventure map object is because of the wizards from Heroes of Might and Magic 2. And that doesn't hurt my feelings at all. Why do I say that? It's strictly because you had to have an ability to maybe occasionally get 5+ gems if you need to spend 40 gems in order to pick up Titans. I'm just saying, I don't make the rules, but I do believe that that is pretty likely. By the way, Marletto Tower, that is a friendly face as well. That comes from Heroes 3 for the +1 defense. And I know that there's stuff up here to potentially grab. I don't want to deal with that Blood Maiden just yet. I'm just going to go back, pick up all my forces, and then we'll soldier on from there. But feels like we're moving. We've explored maybe half of the map, picking up peasants and whatever else. We do need to go all the way back for some of these forces that are in the backwoods. They were in the area right next to us when we first started, and there should be a ton of these footmen, or rather archers here. 36. Do you think we're going to purchase these troops? Absolutely. 16,000 gold. We got tons of gold. Let's spend it all. Nothing over here. Nothing over here. Yeah, we'll grab these peasants on our way out because it's new week. But we're going to head over to our main castle and pick up those forces there. And then we're going to soldier on. We're going to head up the road. Again, with the assumption that the road does increase your rate of movement on the adventure map. By the way, speaking of wizards, I just mentioned that I believe that the wee folk, or the leprechaun garden, I believe that that is in fact because of the wizards from Heroes 2. Congratulations to the wizards. The wizards have completed the... Oh, what would they do? They beat the the poll. They were number 1 in the poll. I've been putting the polls out on YouTube for people to vote on. Who's your favorite faction? I did the first 3 factions being the evil faction, and then the next 3 being the good faction. And then I had the wizards go head to head for the warlocks for the number 1 slot. And I am amazed. I thought that warlocks would win this hands down, but it is the people's favorite choice to have the wizards from Heroes of Might and Magic 2 as their favorite. Who would have thought? But that's the way it is. And currently it's going to be wizards, warlocks, and then in the 3rd place, it looks like necromancers are far and away the favorite faction for the other people that are currently voting. So pretty interesting stuff there. I don't know why we just picked up +1 defense. Why did we get experience? Did we get experience because we purchased troops? That's a weird way of getting experience. I don't know how I feel about that. Melee damage. Do you want melee damage? Do you want pathfinding? We got to pick up the pathfinding. That just makes too much sense. We picked up 3,000? Oh, the objective. We assembled 100 archers. So we got experience for assembling 100 archers. All right. Sounds good to me. Let's go see if we can capture Ashwood, wherever that may be. We're going to continue on in this direction. I don't recall what this thing is. Oh my gosh, look how far we just traveled. Yeah, roads definitely help you travel a little bit further. I think that that's pretty apparent to me at this time. So, good. Very good. It's nice when one of my assumptions turns out to be correct. I always feel good about that. Alrighty. And now there is stuff up here. Tell you what, we will travel up the road, but let's just see what's in these little hidden areas here. Maybe there's going to be something nifty. I don't know yet if enemy troops, like neutral forces, can hop out of the underbrush and attack you. That would be kind of nifty. I think that we've seen that in other games be pretty effective. I don't know how likely it is to see that here. This looks like I should be able to come through these trees, but maybe I need to find a hero that knows how to learn Surf, the Surf ability from Pokemon, or Razor Leaf so that they can cut their way through there. I'm sure that that's not the way it works, but who knows? Who knows? I saw the weirdest thing the other day. So, if you know Phixfox, you know that I'm a big fan of the RTS genre in general, and one of my all-time favorite games in the RTS genre is Warcraft 2. Now, it's pretty unfortunate what Blizzard has ended up doing to the Warcraft franchise in general. Actually, to pretty much any of their IPs, it's kind of a shame. It's just not very good. Blizzard used to be one of the good guys. Now they're one of the bad guys. But, so, I saw the video, and I'm going to see if I can pull it up later. It's kind of difficult for me to do here in Heroes 5 because I don't play in windowed mode like I do for my other games. But I believe that there is an alpha version of Warcraft 2 that was sent out to magazines and publishers, other game designers, for the purpose of getting good reviews in gaming culture, near and far, wherever that may be. And funny enough, I do believe that ore was a mineable resource. Of course, I'm coming at this after I talked about Razor Leaf to cut your way through and learning Surf so you can travel on water. I do believe that it was, in fact, the alpha version of Warcraft 2 where you could send a peasant to go and chop down the stone walls that often serve as mountains and barriers and impassable terrain unless they're destroyed by goblin sappers or the dwarven demolition teams. And I saw that and I just about lost my mind. So crazy when you see the early bits of game design that you just never thought you would ever see. And really stunning to see something for somebody who's played so much Warcraft in his life. Always a pleasure to see the early game stuff that didn't make it into the final game, especially from games as early on as Warcraft 2. Familiar ground. This is new. All creatures in hero, knight, or ranger armies receive +1 for movement speed if the battle is taking place on grassy terrain. How many of these skills and abilities do I get? I really don't know. Hero receives +4 to their range and gets an ability to see a precise number of creatures and neutral troops in enemy armies, towns, and garrisons within their range of view. Oh, we're taking scouting. That sounds awesome. I mean, this sounds good too, but I like the idea of scouting. That just sounds pretty good to me. And look how much further we can see. Oh, It's beautiful. Love that. Looks like we can go through this area. This is just like a little shallow kind of area. I'm going to go back around and stay on the road. It seems like there's much we can do along the main road before we head on out. This is the start of the week. This is the week of the Deadly Calm. That sounds very ominous. 66 peasants. That's not ominous. That's just good. That's nothing but good. 36 archers. Folks, we are really getting to the point where our armies are fairly ferocious, I do believe. These are Blood Maidens. What are you? They look like Sylvan creatures? What are you? Blood Furies. And... okay. Oh no, they're dungeon types. Interesting. So they're dungeon types, tier 2 creatures. They look incredibly fast. 8 speed? Yeah, 8 speed feels pretty darn fast. That gets you down the battlefield in 2 turns, I think. There's not a lot of them, so we should be fine, but they're the elite warriors of the Dark Elf armies. So well trained are they in their own form of battle dance that they can charge and evade in the same strike, preventing their foes from reacting and retaliating before they are gone. So no enemy retaliation, and they have a strike and return. Oh, they are just like the Harpies, except they're elves, and so that's very interesting. And then the Blood Maidens, I assume, are the unupgraded version of that. Strike and return. Yeah, but they have no... there is a retaliation against them. So they're basically a reprint of the Harpies and the Harpy Hags from Heroes 3. I don't hate that, though. Reskinning that type of creature and for this new ability, I don't really hate that. I think that's okay. Lightning fast, female warriors. Deviant form of the Elven battle dance. They move quickly. Okay, gotcha. In that case, I'm not going to stay back because I know that these creatures are going to be able to reach me. So let's just go out and attack. I think that these peasants are going to kill all of them. Yeah, I think they're going to kill all of them. And I'm going to use my hero to actually attack the far stack. So that way my archers can attack the close stack. Right here. You didn't even have a chance. And... because there was a retaliation there, the peasants were able to clean up that one lady doing her battle dance. Sad. Very sad. But we're going to pick up the gold, we're going to pick up the experience, and we're going to continue on this road. What is this? Another archer's tower. This is one of the issues, is that I'm not yet to the point where I can really just identify things at first glance. That's going to take some time. Then again, oh, no, come back. Then again, maybe that's not bad. Maybe it's not bad that that's going to take me a little bit of time, because it's going to give me the opportunity to slowly work my way into the game and learn new things and be thorough and complete. And really, it's going to, I believe, add a sense of wonder to the game. If you know how to play a game at breakneck speed, yeah, sure, that can be fun and exciting and all these other things, but I think that that's not really why I'm so excited about Heroes 5 right now. I think I'm excited about Heroes 5 because it's so brand new, and that just feels exciting to me. So, yeah, I am perfectly fine with not knowing what things are on site at the moment. I'm sure that we're going to get better over time. I'm sure we will. Next time it's Isabel's turn, we do need to figure out how many of those casts she has. I don't know which is better, the damage or... you know, her ability to just buff the other troops. I don't know which is better at the current juncture, but so long as I got 176 archers, it stands to reason that anything I can do to keep them rocking and rolling is probably ideal. So, archers are taking out one more full stack. No mana. It costs no mana, so I can just keep casting this. Divine Guidance here? Does that mean that the Divine Guidance comes off of the archers, though? I can't really tell if there's a status effect on these archers. Taxpayers? Every day the hero gets as many units of gold as there are creatures with this ability in all their armies and castles. Oh, this is the Heroes Might Magic 4 peasant, where they are good for something more than just being turned into skeletons. Very good. I didn't realize that. So yeah, I'm still having a little bit of an issue figuring out who is under the effect of that status effect. And maybe my hero can only do it one time. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm not too sure. We're going to have to wait and find out. But I've got a big enough army. I think I'm just going to soldier on. There's archers, footmen. Ah, you see what I'm saying? Tough to tell. Tough to tell. What is this? Is this rough terrain? And because we have pathfinding, that didn't affect us nearly so much? See? See what I'm talking about? There's just like this little bit of little sprites there. Not like the unit sprites, but little shimmers. Huh, I'm not sure what that is. Maybe that's another thing for me to learn. Okay, let's grab this here. This is, of course, our big tower. And this is a really cool use of the cinematic abilities of any game. The Redwood Tower, of course, can't see this far, but being able to see where Ashwood is, that's just fun. I really like that. So, a horde of marksmen, I'm guessing, a throng of peasants, lots of footmen, and then a throng of, call it conscripts? That's Ashwood. I think that we can defeat these forces with my forces, so I'm going to continue on. Is this... Aha, we can go through here. I wonder if there's a boat that's going to pop up. Should we continue on this direction, or should we go somewhere else? We can go here. Oh, there's a water wheel. We could go over here. There's lots of different places we can go. And tell you what, we have the logistics just so we can explore this map. So let's just do so. Let's explore the map before we go and defeat our foes. That seems like the very best thing for me. Another type of artifact that the hero may encounter affects the attack parameter. The attack ability of troops under the hero's command depends on the hero's parameter. Yeah, like their attack skill and their defense skill. So right now, our defense is 11 for these peasants. Usually, I'm sure it's 1, but 1 plus 10 is 11. I'm assuming that that's what that is. Anyway. Ooh, 34 blade dancers. Those were the creatures that we were just trying to fight a minute ago, I think. You know what? We're going to fight these because I want to read what these creatures are. If this is a mistake, I'm sure I'm going to find out pretty quick. Okay, so Blade Dancer, Tier 2 Sylvan. Okay, so these are the creatures right above the pixies for the Sylvan creatures. Speed 6, they're not incredibly fast, but they're elite among the Sylvan warriors. They are elves that dedicate their lives to the intricate elven martial art known as the battle dance, whereas the other creatures, the dungeon creatures, are the dark elves, and they have their cursed battle dance. Their less than cool dance. This is the Jedi, and then those are the Sith. Gotcha. That's a really, really boiled down sort of opinion, but I'm with you. Relying on evasion and quick action rather than resistance or brute force, Blade Dancers wear no armor and therefore are exposed to enemy strikes like archers' bolts. That's going to be pretty bad. No special abilities. I wonder if their upgraded version does have a special ability. Huh, I do wonder. Yeah, dude. 176 arrows just came at you. It's not a surprise that with no armor, you just got obliterated. I feel kind of bad. That was a little bit too easy. But then again, I don't feel that bad because we got something nice here. Should I go into the light magic? I think I will. I'm going to go into light magic. Oh, and I do need to check my hero. I'm going to get the opportunity right here. So, inventory. We're about to pick up a new artifact. It looks like we have 2 more skills. And then maybe a couple more specializations? Okay, so we got skills. Okay, so skills. Skills turn into abilities. Okay, but 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Which one's missing? Basic Counter-Strike? Basic Counter-Strike, I guess, goes into this area here. And so it looks like at some point your hero can max out on their level and they get super tough. So experience can be pretty useful. I'm guessing. The question mark, and then exclamation point. Let's get to there. And we do have the light magic for now. Diplomacy, divine guidance. Okay. Okay, not bad. Not bad. I like this. And then what's this? Oh, my biography. Don't care. Don't care. I am going to split these peasants though. So I think it's click, shift. Yeah, there we go. I'm just going to split these peasants into 2 stacks. It's going to help me be effective, I think, in trying to stave off some otherwise ugly brutes. So here is our sword. And I guess we have a backpack. Of course, we do want to hold on to the sword for sure, but for now, it's nice to know that we have a backpack. I wonder how big the backpack is. In Heroes 3, it gets a little bit unwieldy because eventually you run out of slots. Of course, it's a key feature of Heroes of Might and Magic 2 that you're always trying to work through issues with your backpack. But that's actually part of the charm of it. It's actually one of the things I kind of appreciate a little bit. So I don't have an issue with that personally. Let's see, peasants, footmen. I think that I still want footmen to take the bulk of these fights here. I don't have to go back to my spell book, I think. I think I can just click on my... No, I guess I do. I have to go to Divine Guidance and guide the archers. I have to manually click it. For some reason, I thought that it persisted from one battle to the other. I guess I'm incorrect on that. But yeah, I think that we're going to just shoot these uglies down before they get anywhere close to us. So what have we seen so far? We've seen Dungeon. We have seen Sylvan. We are Haven. What else have we seen? Dungeon, Sylvan, Haven, Undead or Necromancers. I don't know what their preferred title is. Are they Necromancers or are they simply Undead? I don't know the answer, but that's going to be another feature at some point. Ore Pit captured. I don't think I need it, but we've got it. But I wonder what other factions there even are. Oh, we know that there's like Inferno types. I've called them Infernals previously in this video, but Infernal, Inferno, whatever it is. Either way. Nice to check that out. Why can't I step on this? There it is. +3 luck. Till the next battle, I assume. But there's probably like an Inferno type of hero at some point. Shield of Crystal Ice. That looks like a really good artifact. Minotaur. Neutral creatures. That's so sad. Minotaurs are neutral now? That's so sad. There are artifacts that increase your hero's defensive parameter. Its value affects the defensive abilities of the creatures under the hero's command. You don't say. Let's go pick up that shield. And let's hope that we can defeat Minotaur guards and... oh, Minotaurs. 5 attack, 2 defense, not too but nah, they're pretty tanky, but the damage doesn't feel like it's that high. I could be incorrect. And then the Minotaur guard has bravery and a double attack. Let's see. Oh, so these are dungeon creatures, the 3rd level. So it's basically harpies as the 2nd level creature, and then these Minotaur guards. Greatest of the Minotaur fighters receive the additional gladiator training, and they are rewarded by being promoted to guards. They are tattooed with their badges of office and use deadly, double-bladed axes with great skill, dealing 2 heavy blows in sequence. So it's a double attack. Interesting. I like that. So their damage, their base damage is a little bit lower than I would have expected, but they pack a punch. Good to know, especially against lower level creatures. And then bravery always has positive morale. Never, ever, ever should we have a Minotaur creature that doesn't have good morale. I just think that that's a really fun sort of deal. I really like that. Oh my gosh. Oh, this guy also had nipple rings. I mouse over to the Minotaur, and it's not so apparent on this Minotaur guard, but on this Minotaur, immediately I'm just like, oh my gosh, dude, are you okay? Do you need me to call the hospital? Do we need to get those taken care of? Wait a second. If you know anything about animal husbandry, you know that a bull generally has a ring on its nose to prevent it from nursing on its mother. Like eventually the farmer or the rancher, whoever's got that cow, is going to put the ring through the nose, so that way the cow is not going to go to its mother. She's going to feel the cold ring. That's going to interfere with the nursing. And then that's effectively going to wean the cow off. It's going to wean the, what do you call it? The calf off. You can't milk those. What? Okay. This must be for a different choice than for the reason that I'm thinking of. I'm sorry if I've ruined your day with my weird thinking. I just share what I got and then I go from there. Okay, moving on. Along with the other beastmen, the Minotaurs, half man and half bull, were created by the wizards of the Seven Cities as replacement for the orcs. They fled east and underground to earn their freedom, but they were later conquered by the Dark Elves and once again bound in chains and muzzled. In the Dark Elf society, the Minotaurs are used as menial labor to perform the most degrading and tedious tasks. Despite this treatment, the Minotaurs are known for their bravery and dignity. They will perform any task to the utmost of their ability, including fighting for those who treat them as slaves. They hope someday to earn their freedom. The Dark Elves fear that someday they will seize it instead. Bravery, +1 on the morale, not bad. And then a couple of extra HP. The damage looks about the same. I'm sure that the attack and the defense goes up a little bit. I'm just going to assume it does. Nope, the attack and the defense stays the same. It's just the HP, but still. Okay. Well, I'm learning an awful lot today. This feels good. This feels good. And I've mentioned already, as we defeat one full stack, I've mentioned already that I'm really looking forward to Olden Era. I'm hoping that I have a similar experience with Olden Era. Like, I really hope I do. I keep defending it and they keep getting good morale. Stop it. Stop it, you peasants. But yeah, I hope that when Olden Era comes out that this is the experience I get. Let's attack this closest stack. Unless this Minotaur gets good morale, I think that it's just going to be a real easy opportunity for these 176 archers to bring them down. And we shall. But we read up. We learned that the Dark Elves are actually a bit of a bully. And yeah, the Minotaurs are actually peaceful, happy, carefree folk. They've just been enslaved. It's not their fault. It's not their fault. Someday they're going to find their freedom and then they're going to be much happier. Don't worry. It is Week of the Diplomacy. I don't know if that actually does anything. I don't know if Week of the Diplomacy actually affects anything at all. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. +2 to the hero's defense and grants 50% protection from fire-based spells while equipped. Cool. For the first time we see an artifact that has like a special or like a unique ability. More than just stats, it's also got some other effect to it. It's kind of cool. Oh no. Skeleton archers. I am going to do the Divine Guidance on my archers. I do want them to attack faster. Even if that means I lose some damage onto these creatures here. Oh, but immediately the archers get to go. Nice. That means that they're going to kill one full stack here. We're going to take the damage here. 176 archers, 1 dies. That's not too bad. Everybody else is going to defend. Everybody else is going to defend, except for Isabel. She's going to go off and show that skeleton what kind of business she means. And then we're going to finish these gentlemen off. Oh, I should have read skeleton archers. That is the first time that we've come across skeleton archers. Armed with a bow and arrow, they strike from afar. High initiative allows skeletons to strike first, but their weak frames can only withstand a little damage before collapsing. Same, bro. Same. I feel that in my heart. I truly do. We can't get over here because we have to go through these creatures. But I wonder why we would want to go there. I think we could just ignore them if we wanted to. We chose not to, but we could have, I suppose. Okay, more exploring. Yeah, we've got more than half the map explored. 1,000 gold here. Oh, and there's another Blood Fury. They've got a treasure chest. Let's go cause them some grief. Interesting that they want to fight us. 23 of them? And remember that we got to go and get them. Wait. They're going to get to go twice in a row? That's kind of nifty. Let's do the Divine Guidance on the big stack of the archers. Maybe that's going to help. They're going to get to go now, but they're not going to get to go again unless there's good morale here. There was good morale, but it was just highly unnecessary. Yeah. I feel like a bully. I feel like a bully. Master of Wrath grants mass effects to Righteous Might and Haste spells, but doubles the casting cost of these spells. Hero wastes only a half of his current initiative to cast these spells. Adds +4 to the effectiveness of Willpower of Holy Words. I'm getting this. I don't even know if this is good, but I'm going to get this. Righteous Might and Haste spells. Mass effects. Oh, and we just hit our level cap. So Isabel can only get to level 12 in this scenario. She's reached it. So experience doesn't really matter. Let's get the gold from here on out. But that's cool. That's really cool. And so wait, are those the abilities that my hero currently has? Or do I have to go get a mage guild somewhere? Let's see. Divine Guidance. Is that the spell that we were just talking about? Righteous Might. Okay. Okay. So that's not the one I've been abusing recently. Nor is Retaliation Strike. But still. So we just got to go find those spells and we're going to be good. No problem. No problem. I don't believe, by the way, that we can get over here. We're going to have to go all the way up and around. I see somebody in the darkness. Who are you? Dark Raiders. Neutral creatures. Danger very low. They want to run. I am going to fight them because I just need to know who they are. It looks like dinosaurs with like a bridle in their mouth. It's kind of interesting. Is somebody riding these lizard-looking creatures? It looks like there is. Whoa, that was a little close. I'm guessing that these are dungeon creatures. Dark Raiders. Yeah, okay, but these are tier 4 dungeon creatures. Okay, so we've now seen the tier 4 dungeon creatures. Pretty good damage. I don't know about the hit points. I don't know if that's good or bad. But the attack and the defense looks pretty solid. 6 speed, maybe that's a little bit lower than they ought to be. I think that the Blood Fury level 2 Harpy clones, I think that those had a speed of 8. But Dark Raiders are the backbone of the armies of the Yogg-Chal. They are well-trained, armored warriors mounted on great lizards who ride into battle with a heavy lance and shield. Speed is their main weapon. Bruh. And the damage that they wreak with their lances depends on the distance over which they accelerate. Cool. Rider charge. For each battlefield tile covered by this creature during attack, the target's defense is reduced by 20% all the way down to 0. That is so cool. That is so cool. So they're highly offensive, and they're really good against, for example, my Footmen, who are really defensive creatures. Yeah, good luck, though. If your defense is down by 20%, I mean, it's kind of like the Cavalier ability that you find in Heroes 3, but not. It's like that ability of damage modification for each distance of tile traveled, but not necessarily just damage amp. It's actually like damage shred, which is really cool. I really like that. Again, it's similar enough that as a Heroes fan, I can enjoy it and I can appreciate it, but I also recognize it's got some major differences. By the way, look at these guys. These are 2-hex creatures. Do you see this? Okay, we're going to defend with these peasants. All of them. Footmen can attack, but these creatures are actually like 2 hexes. I think that that's the first time I've ever seen that. Yeah, look at this. They are 2 hexes, or yeah, 1, 2, 1, 2, so 4 hexes total. That's really cool. I really like that. Huh. All right. Well, we're just going to hopefully kill all these creatures with one fell swoop of our hero. We're going to get to see them attack. Who do they go for? They go for the peasants. 7 peasants, and then the peasants retaliate. Interesting. Okay. I like that. I like this. This is fun. I hope you're having fun, because I'm having tons of fun. Steel Golem. I thought it was a genie at first. They're 63. Once again, the damage, or like the threat level, indicates that it's low. I'm going to have to believe that. I don't know any better. What are you? Uh-oh. I wasted my turn. My bad. Okay, Steel Golems. They are tier 3, so we have a new town. These are from the Academy. They look pretty nifty with their double swords. They look fairly tanky. They also look fairly ornamental with their little hats. Yeah, stats are, oh geez, 4 speed. Okay, these are tanky, slow moving, but if they get a hold of you, they're probably going to mess you up. That's what I believe anyway. Steel Golems are carefully enchanted by their creators. They are almost impervious to magic, receiving only 1/4 of damage from magical attacks, and far more deadly than the lesser Iron Golems in combat, as they retaliate immediately anytime they are attacked. Really cool. So, unlimited retaliations, except if you are attacked by somebody with no retaliation. They're mechanical, so they cannot be poisoned, blind, mind-related, but they can't be resurrected or healed. Very good. So immune to these spells, and then 75% reduced damage. I like that. And these are all steel golems. There's no iron golems. I would be interested to see kind of how they differ from creature to creature. That is fairly interesting to me, just to see what the upgraded version versus the upgraded versions look like. Okay. And we're going to continue to defend. I really miss it. When I don't have this divine guidance on these archers, it feels bad. Like I feel like I should have already gotten a turn, and when I don't get it as my main power stack, I miss it instantly. I miss not having them there. Let's see, we're going to defend here, attack here. I know it was free damage I essentially just missed out on. That was cool, the way that they crumbled. It should be fine. We'll see if these... Let's see. Isabel is going to get to go. So she can attack here. Maybe we bring it from 8 down to... I was going to say down to 6. That'll work, though. One footman goes down. They retaliate for 248 damage. And it's an absolute bloodbath. That one footman deserved better. But alas, I have basic life magic. And so I am not yet good enough to actually keep you alive. Oh, light magic, excuse me. I wasn't sure if life or light made sense. I think that in Heroes 4 that there is life magic. That's kind of done by the life faction, so yeah, my mistake. Okay, there's another ore pit. I'm going to go pick up that. Ah, iron golems now. How they differ, I'm not too sure again. I'm just going to hit auto combat on this one, though. 58. The auto combat seems to think that it's better to just get the damage off rather than buff your 175 archers. That seems like a huge mistake to me. I just can't see that being better for you. By the way, if you know you're going to win these fights and if you don't want to read anything, the auto combat's really helpful. That went 3-4 times as fast just because we let the auto combat take that away. And I think that we all know exactly what my strategy would have been. That simply would have been to just wait, do damage from afar, and then go on from there. What are you? A gremlin? Okay, I've seen gremlins before. And you want to join me? I feel obligated to let you join me, but I also feel obligated to immediately vet you and decide if I want you in my army. 10 attack, 15 defense, okay. 3 speed. These have got to be... Oh, they're shooters. Oh, they're shooters. They're the tier 1 academy units. So we've seen the golems and we've also got the gremlins. So I'm thinking wizards a little bit here. But they do half damage at range, or they have half range. Either way, creatures born as a result of magical experiments on captured goblins. Gremlins are more clever and tractable than their progenitors. The most common creature in the wizard's army. They prefer to fight from a distance, using primitive projectile weapons fueled by explosive spells. Their clumsy handheld mortars are sturdy, and during melee, gremlins use them like clubs. Very cool. Very cool. I was expecting a sling or something. That's cool. I like that. Because I think Heroes 3, the gremlins had their big ball on a chain and they just slung that at people. It's cool that they have some magic and they do use that magic to augment their capabilities here. So they are a shooter. When the distance to a target is longer than half the arena, the target suffers only half damage. Okay, yeah. Can't use range damage when somebody's right in front of you. Yep. Ammo cart is a thing. Okay, cool. You are welcome in my army. I don't know how I'm going to protect you, but I will find a way. I feel like I got much stronger there. Even though they are just a level 1 creature, it still feels like they're pretty good. 22 peasants. And I think I walked by a pile of wood. Is there anything else I'm missing here? I don't think so. I think I'm doing an okay job of finding random interesting things. Loose wood, loose resources, and so on. But if you take the time in the comments, if you see that I've made some critical errors, please let me know. I'm not going to get any better at Heroes of Might and Magic if you don't help me out. So your help is greatly appreciated. I'm very, very much looking forward to hearing all about it. We're going to grab a couple more peasants. The forces are getting bigger. There is a barracks here. And there are these griffins, neutral griffins. I'll go back to them later. I wonder if there's something up on this hill. This hill just looks like it's inviting me to trap size up it. Perhaps I can even get around. Oh, look at this. What is this? A sawmill? Another sawmill? Cool. Nothing else to be had. But I feel rewarded for having gone out of my way. Even though it didn't look like there was any real reason to go up there, I feel rewarded for having gone out of my way to explore. And that is, as we were talking in the previous instances, as we allow griffins to join us. That was one of the reasons why we felt a little bit of a similarity between this vibe and that of Heroes of Might and Magic, or this and Warcraft 3, with the heroes that can find specialized help and just random surprises all around. So I feel good about that. I feel really, really good about being able to go out of my way and finding cool things to look at. Okay, so griffins are actually, oh, so these are my types of creatures. So they are haven creatures, which is good. Very, very good. And they are the fastest troops of the Empire that bears their name. They excel in skirmish attacks, flying into enemy ranks. Though weak when forced into melee, they will always defend themselves to their last breath. I mean, I would expect you to defend yourself at your last breath. Unlimited retaliation. That's what they mean by that. Okay, gotcha. Has there ever been a griffin that did not have unlimited retaliation? I think not. Immune to blind, cannot be blinded. That's kind of interesting. Is it because of their eagle head? They just simply cannot be shut down in that regard? Possible. Yeah, okay. Happy to have them along. And so I don't know how much our morale is affected by having these goblins in there, or excuse me, gremlins. Is there any way to tell? It affects the order of creatures taken in combat. I know that, but okay, never mind. We're good. And folks, I see no reason for us to do anything but go fight Ashwood. We're going to defeat this level 5 town. Their income is low. You got peasants. Congratulations. You've also got these archers. I don't think that that's going to be enough to stop me. I think I'm going to come right on through you. Let's see this happen. And for the first time, we're going to get to fight a castle fight. And that feels great. There are now flying creatures in your hero's army that can take the shortest route to any unoccupied hex, ignoring obstacles, other creatures, and walls. And there are 2 hexes, which I think is kind of nifty. I do. I really do think that that's kind of nifty. We're going to keep the catapult here. I don't know if catapults can die or not. Yeah, I don't really know. We're gonna move the peasants kind of to the front. Footmen are going to be right about there. And griffins are going to be just here. I don't know the likelihood of the enemy being able to defeat these marksmen in one go. Or rangers, rather. Okay, so we just defeated tactics mode. We just completed that. When assaulting a castle surrounded by a wall, your non-flying troops cannot attack its defenders before the catapult ruins this wall. Did I just ruin the wall? No. Close, though. Close, though. This is a really cool time. Wow, look at all this. That is so nifty. I believe that this looks pretty much just like it did when we walked up here. Huh. Cool. Alrighty. And so I'm not really sure where our creatures are going to go. Let's get the griffins to the spot where they can fly over the wall in just a second. Isabel, you simply must help my archers do tons and tons of extra shots. We're going to absolutely try and do some damage to your archers. Killed a couple. Lost a griffin or 2. We're going to get up to the point where maybe we can get through the gate. Aha! Looks like the conscripts are trying to come on out themselves. Another catapult shot. And then let's just go. This might be bad because this might put us in a position where we can take some serious damage. I don't know. We'll find out. It's half damage, but it was enough. I'm going to wait on these griffins. I want these troops to come out. I don't want them to go back and defend these archers. Plus, my archers are about to take a huge hit on these archers. We killed most of them. Footmen are getting close to doing damage. We're just going to stop right here so that way you have to go around with the griffins. Do we get in there and attack? I'm just going to wait one more time. Yeah, I'm really just going to keep on waiting with these griffins. Moving the peasants up. All right, here we go. We're going to take a big hit. 32 peasants died, but then we killed 162 on retaliation. That feels pretty good. How is my hero getting through the wall? Isabel, what trickery is this? All right, there's 37 of these. Enemy footmen. We're going to kill a couple. And now it seems reasonable to me. I mean, my catapult's going to go in a second. I'm just going to take out their ranged creatures. Fly over the wall. We've broken through, my lord. The conscripts actually did a bunch of damage. I'm going to go around and attack. Doing damage, taking retaliations. I think that this is the final fight. And so I don't really care if I lose Griffins or not, but that feels like it's being a little bit cavalier with those forces. I probably would have done that differently if that wasn't the final fight. Gremlins do so little damage. Imagine having 83 gremlins and they do 12 damage. I assume that that's half damage and then halved again because of the wall. 12, 24. So wait, they were only going to do 50 damage anyway? Alright, whatever. Whatever. As we kill 3 more footmen, and as our 67 footmen attack their 11, it looks like we've just killed the whole stack. Victory is ours! The enemy has been defeated, 3,600 experience. It did cost us 100 peasants. Don't worry, that is what they're there for. But we killed the conscripts, the footmen, the peasants, and these archers. We had a real good time. And we are rewarded with the cinematic.
That should be enough. It's time to get these troops to Nikolai. We shall hurry as if CRAG Hack himself were on our heels.
CRAG Hack? He's here? You're kidding me. The man, the myth, the legend, he's back? I would love to know if I just walk down the street or say that I go to a local college campus and I have a sign that says, I'll give you $100 if you can tell me without looking at your phone who CRAG Hack is. I truly wonder how many people know Heroes of Might and Magic well enough to know CRAG Hack. It looks like you can know him from 1, 2, 3, 4, or at least 5. So you got at least 5 opportunities. If you know any one of those games, you probably know CRAG Hack. I'm going to assume that there's got to be at least a couple people that could do that. Anyway, very interesting. Okay, this mission took us 2 months, 3 weeks, 4 days. We collected tons of resources. Yeah, tons and tons and tons. 22 battles fought, 22 battles won. We never killed a hero. We never lost a hero. We did capture 2 towns. And we collected tons and tons of creatures, but we still missed out on about 200 different forces. Yeah, that figures. But that's kind of interesting that there were so many troops still left out on the battlefield. 3 artifacts, though. We were 3 for 3. That feels good. Okay. And this is going to be the Haven campaign for Scenario 3. But folks, I am going to take a break. We are going to come back and we're going to start up with Haven Campaign 3 in the next video. Until that time, please know that I'm very, very happy and I'm very, very much enjoying this Heroes of Might and Magic 5 game, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one. Until that time, please look after you, look after your friends, look after your family. Where's the Phixfox anthem? Because if you don't look after your friends and family, who will? My name is Phixfox. I'll see you around in the next one. Until that time, take good care. I'm out.